To prepare our hearts for the program,
we encourage all to now enjoy the following video.
Hey everybody, my name is Jake. Welcome to Sunday Service. This is a live stream where me and my exJW pals in chat and maybe special guests just check in with our old cult, Jehovah's Witnesses, and see what's going on. We have a very special show for you today. We're going to be doing a collab with exJW Caleb. And we've got new sound drops. Is that even possible? To have more unnecessary nonsense filling these streams? You'd be surprised, folks. Sorry for a late in the day stream. We had plans this morning, but we're here now for an important occasion. And so please do help me in welcoming our special guest, Danny, aka exJW Caleb. Let me do this right here. Check this out. Look how big our faces are.
Oh, look at me. I have plans in the Sunday morning. Oh, look at me. I go outside. All right. You're showing off. Very nice.
It's true. It's true. We had plans. I mean, I don't like to brag, but we did have something to do other than a live stream on the internet.
That's just
I don't know
how that is. I don't know how that is, if I'm honest. Like that sounds crazy. Like you do this in the outside. You say I don't know.
It unfortunately was outside too. If you can,
that's horrible.
Believe that.
I feel very sad for you. Sorry, I was just cleaning my camera.
I appreciate it. Now your mic's a little quiet. While you work on that, we do have to. I got to quickly do some channel business, and this is the first time I've had to have a guest here to do this. But I do have to talk about YouTube stuff.
Oh, happy day. All worldly complaining about YouTube.
Yeah, so okay, I just got to talk about YouTube stuff real quick, which we do at the top of the show. I totally messed up a release. I released this bonus interview that I did with Heliocentric Jared. If you haven't seen his new video on his channel, check it out. But we had more to our conversations. I was releasing that. And so I tried to upload it just for patrons early. And I released, first of all, it was messed up because it was like I had 20 minutes of just silence at the end, something I haven't done since like my third video ever on the channel. So that was bad. And then I thought I had set it to release on Monday, and I didn't. And it released before I even woke up this morning. That's a long way of saying I'm very sorry. You weren't supposed to see that if you did. So just take it back. Don't forget what you saw and watch it tomorrow with the normal
That's too
people.
bad.
Like
I was literally planning on watching it when I saw it on YouTube. And then I was like, I'll do it later. But then now I'll never have the chance to watch it because then I'll have to support you. And that I refuse to do that.
I know. Well, and we all learned a valuable lesson. If you don't strike while the iron's hot, that thing is going to go back behind a paywall because it was a mistake.
That is true.
And that's it. I've got more stuff, more releases planned and stuff, but yeah. Okay, well, that was it. That was the only thing in the channel. But I do have actually, and I'm just saying this out loud because I realized I forgot to actually upload it. This might play at any given moment because sometimes it automatically plays video files when I upload them. But I have a sound drop for when animals show up on stream. So if at any point any cats or dogs appear, we've got a sound drop for that. This is just important business that we like to talk about up top.
Of course, they appear all of the time when you're talking about Jehovah's Witnesses.
That's right. Also, you know what? I did have one more YouTube thing. If you want to see more of that stupid awkward silence edit with Gage Flegel, I've got his whole segment done, and I'm working on the Garrett Loesch one, so I'm going to release that soon for Patreon. I'm going to have the whole awkward silence convention, but I'm kind of working on it one talk at a time. All right. Now, Danny, we have important business.
That's true. We're doing
Video
we're
is
doing a
great. The
collaborative
last 20 minutes
thing.
felt like a prank. Yeah. My bad on that one. I legitimately still don't understand how to. Apparently, I had one little sound effect, like it just accidentally dragged out way too far off the timeline. But you know what's right here in our timeline right now is the exJW Iceberg. So I'm a boomer. Danny, explain for us older ones, as we like to call ourselves, what an iceberg thing is.
It's a very millennial thing, which is it's called a meme. So basically, in an iceberg,
Well, that I know.
it's
That
kind
I
of it's kind of a
understand.
meme where you talk about like the things that people talk about. Like it's basically about a topic, right? And the deeper you go into the iceberg, the rarer or weirder the things about that topic get. Like the more niche
Right.
it gets, right? So I think it would be a really good way of putting like all of the Jehovah's Witness stuff, because I feel like it is a very good way of encapsulating how it is to wake up from a cult and to be in the cult and to know all of these things about a cult that most people don't know about, and to have all of this like deep knowledge about it. When most people just know about, oh, the Jehovah's Witnesses go door to door, and you know they wear suits and stuff, right? Which would be like the
Right.
top of the iceberg, and we are already like at the bottom of the iceberg with like, well, I don't want to like give any spoilers or anything, because we are going to do it like from up down, from the
We're
bottom
gonna do
all the way
it.
down. But I wanted to do it with your audience because I think it would be a really good collaborative process. Because at the end of the day, I feel the more people we have talking about this and wondering what we should put and inputting their own experiences into it, I feel like it would just enrich the iceberg. And I wanted this to be like the ultimate
Yes.
Jehovah's Witness, ex-Jehovah's Witness waking up iceberg. What do you think?
Okay, I agree, and I apologize for, I'm going to say, the first 5 minutes where I was kind of rambling, because this is supposed to be definitive, and so this is going to be the best, starting
Yes.
right when Danny was talking and continuing now. This is the best discussion of an iceberg, comma, Jehovah's Witness category on the internet.
Well, here's the thing. I actually want to make a video about this iceberg later on in my on my channel, just going bit by bit, right? But I wanted to talk to come to you and to your audience, because I really wanted I really want to make a good iceberg, right? So today we're not going to focus necessarily on every topic, because we'll be here till tomorrow, right? We just
Right.
want
We
all
can't
of the
discuss
topics
each
to,
one
like,
in detail.
exactly. We just want like to raise like the topics and then figure out where they should be, and then maybe talk a little bit about them and then move on to the next topic. So we make the answer, because that's the main point of this. We don't want to necessarily talk deeply about this. We just want to make it for now,
No.
because I feel like that is a huge task alone.
We will get deeper in the conversation the deeper we get into the iceberg itself.
That's really profound. Like the iceberg as well.
We'll be right
So,
back, folks. No, this is great. I'm here with Danny, exJW, Caleb. We're having a great time discussing icebergs. And okay. So do you want me to like lob up what I think should be at the top, or do you have one to start?
well, sure. I think that at the top, and let me know in the chat, you guys, what do you think? But I think that at the top, like right here in the first two tiers, should be what literally everybody knows about Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, for instance, they go door to door. That is like most people
True.
will know that about
Basic.
Jehovah's Witnesses. So let me.
Put it on the- put it
I
on
need
the
to get
clock.
a text.
Clock is
And
slang
we're gonna
for
put it.
iceberg part.
What font do you want? Should we just use
Oh,
Arial?
wow.
Should we get
That's a
little
great
bit
question.
more funky?
Do we have? There's a font that looks like the Revelation book that I've been
Okay,
using on stuff.
if you find it, I'll use that one.
Oh man, it's on Canva though. I don't know.
Oh, damn it.
Excellent.
I have
Amazing.
man,
Now,
I have like a Comic Sans lookalike, which is just not good.
you have a Comic Sans look-alike.
That's literally
Like
what
Temu
this,
brand
what
Comic
this
Sans?
is. Yeah, look at this.
What are preaching? Wow.
It's called Comic Relief.
What?
So
Oh,
it's
because this is like the
Comic
open
Sans.
source one. Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, this
well,
is
I-
photo piece, so yes.
I just want to, and this is going to be a really focused stream, but I am a water drinker. I might be taking sips of water, so when I do that, I do occasionally, when I remember, play a sound drop. I'm not going to play this full thing every time, but this is just going to cover up me taking a sip of water.
My church had been giving me ass to drink, but now I was freely receiving, the water of life.
Very good. I was able to take my drink of water during that little break.
Let's see if we can put Ariel. Should we just put Ariel? Because I feel like it's just the easiest one. I don't even know if it's...
Go back to Comic Sans. I think that was great.
Really? Should we just put this one like this?
Who are...
Let me make it a little bit bigger.
We can't pretend to be better than Comic Sans.
You know what? That is true. Like, we're not better than Comic Sans.
So you're saying door-to-door preaching as a thing that everybody knows. I would also say that...
No.
Okay, Skylar Black has got a good... some good options for us here. One, nice people. Okay, I immediately disagree with this. Let's keep this to objective facts, shall we? That's what Jehovah's Witnesses would say about themselves. I don't know if everybody would say that witnesses are nice. You know what I'm saying? Not that everyone would say that they're mean, but that people might not have
being nice.
Do you think that's true?
Don't you think
they have? Okay, I'm sorry, Skylar, to come at you so hard.
How about
we are
nice to interact with.
Nice to interact with? Okay, this is okay.
Let's just put nice people.
I don't want to fight this early in the stream. To what they
we're literally just
who controls what they believe. Oh, I see. So you're kind of giving your pitch on how the tiers should work. I would say that a pretty basic one is not celebrating major holidays. That seems to be the thing that everybody mentions to me. Like when a coworker finds out, they're like, "What's the deal with holidays? Is that true? Like you guys don't celebrate any holidays?"
No holidays. What else should we put? Like
no holidays. Okay, no holidays. Also,
look, it
feels like people don't have a good working knowledge of witnesses. So I'm like, do people even know that they teach about like paradise? I don't even know that that's like that everybody knows. That shouldn't be in the sky, certainly.
But I think this one, like JW.org, doesn't deserve to be all the way up here, even though Jehovah's Witnesses believe that it should. But it should be like kind of over here-ish, right? Because I think
it's so. I don't know. Now it's really
because that's the only thing that you see
like,
of Jehovah's Witnesses nowadays.
To the point where, like, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses will, like, who upload YouTube videos, sometimes just call the religion JW.org. I've noticed people do that. So I think that JW.org can be pretty up there. I agree with Emma Wright that, and Astara Jarvis, who say that the no blood thing. I think I would agree.
Should we put it over here then? Because that is, like, close to, like, the depths of the water. No blood. Let's see.
I think that's something that everybody knows. Because it's been portrayed in like soap opera type prestige dramas where there's a Jehovah's Witness patient who won't accept blood. So that's one that I've heard a lot of people bring up to me.
Ooh, let's put no birthdays as well, right?
I guess I included that in no holidays, but a birthday is kind of different than a holiday because it's personalized to everybody.
Exactly. It's very different because it's like a holiday for you. Oh my God.
That's true.
Okay.
Personal holiday. It's PTO, really.
Birthdays.
I think you should have stopped at no birth. That would have been ominous.
No birth, yes.
1950s outfits.
Oh yeah, like
I think the thing with that is that a lot of times when I see Jehovah's Witnesses portrayed in media, they just make us look like Mormons. Like they always have the guys with the short sleeve white shirts, and they'll show them getting on a bicycle. I think is it Breaking Bad that does that? I don't know, but so I don't know how
we can just put
like in the cosmos
bad clothes.
Cosmos. Cultural osmosis is what I think I was trying to come up with there.
Or let's just
Oh,
put
the
formal
Watchtower
clothes.
magazine. Yeah, I would agree. Standard. Yeah, it also does feel like it might not be distinct to them.
What else?
Are Jehovah's Witnesses those people who use the Book of Mormon? Is that them? Okay, I think the Watchtower itself, like as a thing, a Watchtower magazine.
Yeah, this
I feel
should
like
be at
Awake
the
might be
top, if
further
anything.
down the iceberg. Maybe today,
What
card witnessing. I think
cards? I think. Well, yeah. We can put cards. JW cards. Shall we put that?
Yeah, is that worth being separate from? Well, you do have door-to-door preaching. You're right. I think
Yeah,
the
I
card.
think. I don't know.
I think you should put that a little bit beneath JW.org.
Okay.
Cards, anyway. Yeah, Watchtower. Oh, I meant that cards should be below JW.org. I think the Watchtower, you're right. Maybe, you know what you should do is put the Watchtower right on the tippy top of that mountain. Right on that line.
Ooh, that would actually look really nice.
Just for thematic purposes.
And let's
No,
make it.
Put,
Let's make it
put
a
the
little
Watchtower
bigger as
there.
well.
And then JW.org is on the lower peak. The Twin Peaks, one might say.
JW.org here, and then the Watchtower here.
This is so true. Last year, this is CC Rosa says, last year we could have said no beards.
Yeah,
Truly.
no.
Like, that would have been on the list, for sure. And now it's beards.
I'm thinking whether or not to like put basic Jehovah's Witness beliefs like the pole, anti-Trinity.
Danny, why are you defying me like this? Why are you defying
I don't know.
my wishes as to the positions of the Watchtower and JW.org? Don't you know this is important to me?
Is this not how you want it?
No, I thought the Watchtower should be above JW.org just because it's been around for longer.
Yeah, if anything, yes. Let's just put the Watchtower here and JW.org.
Or we could have them overlap and be really crazy. Yeah, I think that JW.org should be lower than the
Twitter
Watchtower.
overlapping. Actually, that is the best idea ever.
Overlapping generations. Okay, well let's put a pin in that. We're not nearly at that part of the iceberg yet.
Oh, fuck.
That, you know what though? Let's keep that in our back pocket for like the lower underwater levels. Underwater with
I
Kristen
think
Stewart.
so far. Ooh, you know what? Let's put no higher education as well.
I think that would be more.
Should that be more towards the bottom?
Yeah, I think that should be just beneath the surface. Because I don't think that a lot of people know that, but it's not necessarily uncommon knowledge.
Well, it's just most people don't really know that much about Jehovah's Witnesses. So if anything,
That's what I'm.
You
yeah.
know, this is done. If anything, I think let's just put formal clothes like elsewhere to look a little bit more. There you go. Over here.
Yeah, I think that sits right with me.
Here.
I would put no blood higher though, because I think more people know that.
Okay. I'll put the. Is this the drill? Oh. Okay.
Right on the waterline. I agree. Okay, I have starred your comment, Skylar Black, because I think window washing absolutely needs to be on the list. That should be bottom of the iceberg kind of stuff. Now we're getting in. Here's what the bottom of the iceberg should be: is things covered on the Blue Envelope channel specifically. Like,
yeah, basically
if Phil has
everything in the
talked
Blue
about
Envelope
it,
channel.
Or I guess if I've talked about it too, it's probably like that's a little bit lower down.
Well, let's move towards the heart of the iceberg. And I think the heart of the iceberg should be what you learn when you start looking into Jehovah's Witness stuff. Like when you start looking into documentaries and all of the stuff, like the kind of information that you'll get. Like, I don't know, let's say, this is good. This would be a good place to put the Australian Royal Commission, for example, right?
Yeah, you're talking about in that like one in the middle of the screen there.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Or towards, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'm setting aside a lot of comments, by the way.
Look,
so
I feel like the
if it appears that I'm
ARC should
ignoring
be
you,
like here in the heart of the iceberg, like sort of like in the middle, right?
the ARC.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree, because if the waterline is stuff that people might know without a Google search, how many Google searches down are we? And I think the ARC is going to be one of the earlier things that you find about the group. So I think that's right. I think that should be there. It should be big.
Yeah,
Bigly.
that's what I was. Okay, there you go. We're gonna put it like this because it's a big thing. Like Jeffrey Jackson's testimony and all of that shit, like that. It's very thing. I think here in this tier specifically, we can also put the bite model. What do you think? I feel like it belongs here, or maybe even a little bit below. Where do you think the bite model belongs actually? Because it has to be like within here-ish. Right?
I need a timeout real quick because I just want to figure out what exactly our workflow is. Are you trying to just fill in the gaps and then we talk about them?
Okay, you know what? Let's just fill it like in order, if anything. You're right.
That's what I was I was like, you jumped down like 2 levels, and that's okay if we're just filling in the gaps.
What should the next level be? I think somebody said no voting. I think that's a good idea for like under the surface. What do you think?
Under the surface, yeah, and education would be there. I think.
Oh yeah, higher
politically
education
neutral.
is right there.
Let's put politically neutral as opposed to no voting, because that encompasses things like not going to war. I'm thinking like a procrastinating student who wants to do not as much work as possible. I couldn't think of a way to word that. All right. I've got several comments set aside, by the way. So
politically neutral, and we're gonna put it. Let's put it over like a bit at the corner. What else you got?
Oh, I think that the Hitler letter is way, way, way low. I think that's.
Oh yeah, no, that is. Don't say that name because we'll get demonetized immediately. Don't say it way too much. It's like Beetlejuice. You can't say it more than one time. All right.
We have to ration our Hitlers if we're gonna not get demonetized.
Yeah, that letter.
So that's 2 already.
That's like
so
way down.
Be careful.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to politically neutral. I think the no college education can go in that zone. Hang on.
Yeah, definitely. How about the apocalyptic views? It should also be very surface level, but still like here, around here-ish, right? No higher.
Yeah, have we weirdly not talked about shunning yet?
Ooh,
I think that's a big miss.
Shunning should be right here as well. Because like right here, it's literally like the moment you start looking into it, this is the things that you find. Shunning. Let's make this one a little bit bigger, if anything.
Okay. I am.
There you go.
I like Rindala's idea too. I think it would also work if you just choose a topic and then allocate it to the right level in no certain order. Okay. But this is a good. We've got a good like spread of stuff. Let's put letter to you know who at the very bottom, so we kind of have a baseline knowledge of like we have a continuum. We now know our spectrum of knowledge.
Well, look, I have a few special things to put in the bottom, right here in the bottom.
Okay,
so we're gonna put the letter
to you know
who
Adolfo. Hi, papi.
We're gonna put it over here, right, to kind of like bridge the gap, because that is
perfect.
That is kind of like a deep dive.
So
not
now,
as deep as I want to go, actually.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. There's deeper than that. Oh, wait a minute, Bo, come here, sir. Because this will be a good. Because now we're gonna zoom out. And I want to go through. Okay, so this is Bo. Hi, say hi. But my man, almost knocked over my ring light. Say you're sorry.
Hey, Bo. How come we never see Bo?
He's just a little bit sneakier. He's got different hangout spots that he likes now. And a lot of times he's just sleeping behind me, and he's just like totally dead asleep. But this is a really special occasion because this is the first time I get to play the pet corner.
Our spiritual paradise is a place that has many harmless animals.
Now, what do we mean by this?
Perfect. Many harmless animals.
Perfect.
On this stream.
Now, what do you think? What do you think of this? What do you think if I put apocalyptic beliefs here, and then
I don't think you spelled apocalyptic right? Is my first thought.
Listen, that is how I've seen it both ways. Okay, the right and wrong, and then the apocalyptic dates We put it like
Daters.
one under. Yeah, there's like a Y somewhere, right? Is this like apocalyptic?
Yeah.
Is this the right
There
one?
you go.
Okay,
You got it.
perfect.
Okay. I want to now go through some of the suggestions that we have had
Yes.
from our commenters, and we will allocate them properly. So
Perfect. Let's go through them.
first up,
Where
we
should we?
mentioned this briefly, but Skylar Black mentioned window washing.
Where
I
do you
think
wanna
that should
put
go pretty far down, to be honest.
Let's put.
'Cause it's
You know
so
what? Let's.
True, it's a
How
thing.
about here? Should we put it here? Like it's close to the bottom.
Oh yeah, I
Or-
think it's down there with letter to.
Okay,
Oh, wow,
let's
you
put
just
it
wrote
right
it.
here then. Window washing. That's a
Bo
good
is in
one.
desperate need of attention. My goodness.
What else? What else do we have?
Okay, well, let's talk about window washing and why that's a thing. So,
Sure.
window washing. The reason why that is on our iceberg is because it is, for some reason, a very common occupation of Jehovah's Witnesses, men and women, I would say. I have had men and women JW friends and family who do that, and actually, the one guy on my judicial committee owns a window washing business. the one who kind of sounded like Kermit the Frog there. That guy, he's got a nice house. He's got a lot of money. It's because he's got a good window washing business. It is a
Washes
kind
a
of
lot of
make your.
windows.
It's like make your own hours. Like a lot of the work is early in the morning. It's work that's always needed.
Yeah, you're not
And-
gonna work at meeting hours, right?
Right, exactly. And because there are now a lot of witnesses who own businesses, they work their schedule around witness events. So you can always be sure to get time off for the ministry and meetings and conventions and stuff. So it has just become a weirdly, just blue collar work in general. I mean, I think that's true.
Yeah.
Window washing is just such a specifically witnessy thing.
Okay.
But I
let's
think
go
that-
back to this.
that's
Where
perfect.
should we put the bite model?
The,
'Cause the
no,
bite
we're not
model
going
is a big
backwards.
thing. Should we put
Wait,
it
where
here?
did we have it before?
We haven't. Should we put it here, or should we put it right in the heart of the iceberg? I feel we should put it in the heart.
Sure,
of the
put it in the heart of the iceberg. Oh. Okay, good suggestion from, is it Shanae Thompson? Let me know how to pronounce your name. But I set aside your comment. Ooh, and stay alive. Very good. Okay. Now,
over
sorry, this is an
here.
unlistenable stream because I'm just going like, whoa. I'm going to start saying words. All right, next thing from our audience is no flag salute / pledge of
Ooh.
allegiance. This is a great suggestion.
But it should be like close to the surface,
Whoopsies.
right? Like over here-ish, because I feel like they've done a lot of noise around it, especially like
Yes.
from juries and things. So it's definitely not on the surface, like it's not at the top, but it's right below the surface.
Yeah, I think it should be right on that same level as shunning and political neutrality.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Especially when you
thinking.
think of all of the public school teachers who know this just because they've had witnessed students.
Exactly. Oh,
It's a thing that a lot of people encounter in their working lives. And if you're just a parent who has a kid in the same class as another JW kid, you might hear about it. So I would say that's pretty common knowledge. And the reasoning for this, if you don't know, is that they
It's a good one though.
believe it kind of goes to the political neutrality thing, that they only serve God's kingdom, not the kingdoms of the world. And they view it as idolatry, right?
Exactly. It's part of their political neutrality ish,
Yeah.
but not really, because I mean they're forced to do it. So I don't think you can be politically neutral and then being forced.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like weirdly, it's a witness belief that I kind of agree with. Like, I always thought that the Pledge of Allegiance was really creepy, and the
Oh
flag
yes,
salute.
of course.
It's just kind
It's
of
stupid.
needless, nationalistic, whatever. It doesn't.
I find nationalism stupid altogether, not just the Pledge of Allegiance, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I find it
Yeah.
stupid. Like, it's just an excuse to be racist. That's the way I see it, right? But that doesn't mean-
Witnesses on this, it kind of had that meme, that clickhole meme of worst person you know just made a great point. Like when the whole kneeling during the national anthem thing started, or not putting your hand over your heart, I was like, oh yeah, I was doing that, but not for the right reasons.
Exactly.
Okay, we've got a great other suggestion. This is from Nilo, and I should have credited Bear
This
Woody
has to
for
be
the
towards
Netflix.
the bottom as well.
Nilo and Stitch, perhaps. Demon Possessed Toys, yeah, that's got to be pretty low. That might even
How
be
about
below.
this? Like not with window washing, but like it should be like around here, like in the one that we don't have anything yet. What do you think?
No, I think it's
Lower?
maybe put. Oh yeah, I think this is really low. This is lore. Like we're talking about
Really?
interpersonal
All right,
lore that is just spread amongst Jehovah's Witnesses, like ghost stories.
Okay.
So I think we're sub Iceberg, sub-zero temperatures. Also, we just
Demon
watched that movie
possessed
Underwater
items because
last
it's
night.
not just toys. Like toys were the most common ones, but it's all kind of items. Like which is why you have to be like very careful when shopping at a flea market or whatever. So
Right, or
let's put this over here.
At a garage sale, there were some people who were superstitious about that. Our territory wasn't. Like in my congregation, we went to yard sales all the time, but they definitely did have that thing where if weird stuff started happening, they'd be like, well, did you get any used furniture or clothing? And I thought about that with getting used video games sometimes. Like if I got a rated M game and it was used, I would think, what if? What? I don't know, Satan attached itself to Grand Theft Auto 3? I don't know what I was really worried about. But yeah, like my grandfather told me a really creepy story around a campfire one night about a demon-possessed, like, wardrobe that they found in an attic while working on a house.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, let's go for a big one. How about
Well, I think this next one's a big one. I was just going in order of
manual. What do you think of this one?
one?
Where should we put the Secret Elder manual? That's a big one. Like we need to put this. Like this obviously belongs in the Iceberg. But
Well,
where?
I wanted to go through
Where
the chat
exactly?
first and then
Oh, okay.
give our suggestions to fill in the gaps. But
Let's
I
do
think
that. Actually.
that
Let's put the Secret Elder manual here for now. Like it should be here, I think.
yeah, I think it should definitely be below. I would agree that it's on the same level as the ARC because that document plays a part in that. So if you're reading about that and their CSA cases, which we also don't really have on there yet, those are kind of interwoven. So I think that's at the right level.
How about like I'm seeing in the chat somebody talking about JW celebrities. Where should we put them?
Oh. Well, hang on. I've got a whole list. I'm setting aside comments and I got them in an order.
Sorry, I'm fucking up all of your flow right now.
No, you're totally fine. I wanted to. Oh my god, the wardrobe in Narnia. Maybe that's what he was. Maybe he was just mistaken and he just read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and he just told it to me like it was a thing that happened to him. There was this terrifying.
They went into this wardrobe. They found this witch. Oh my god! You know how we feel about witches.
They do. Witches get stitches. They always say that.
Exactly.
JW celebrities. Okay, I wanted to make sure I added that to the list. All right, so the next one is actually a big one for sure. Wait, no voting. Wait, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, no voting here already. Politically neutral.
Okay, that's right. We did talk about that.
Should we
now?
Should we? Because there's politically neutral. Should we also add in voting suppression, international voting suppression? Because I feel like if anything, that goes deeper. Because most people think they're just politically neutral. They don't really know that they actually suppress voters all over the world.
But
I don't know.
Like, is that get in trouble?
Yeah, but is that part of politically neutral? Should we make an entry for that alone? I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
know.
make an entry for it because you're right. That opens up a larger discussion than just political neutrality because it's not just not taking sides.
Exactly.
If you ever want to, you'll be
Let's put this here actually.
Voter suppression. Yeah, I would agree with you. Some people, by the way,
did I write suppression properly?
Suppression. You know, I think so.
But
all words look a little bit wrong in Comic Sans.
That is true.
Not in a bad way. I mean, this is our font, and the people voted on it, and it's the official canonical font of this Iceberg.
Of course.
Now, I think
honestly, it's a really good font for this Iceberg. I'm not gonna lie.
it's really working out. I
really
think.
like it.
Aesthetically, yes. I think it's kind of
it looks perfect.
It's kind of perfect. Okay, now this next one with wait. I did want to say something on no voting. With no voting, when people hear voter suppression, I don't know what they're conjuring. It's because I've seen some pushback on this on the Reddit sometimes, but I don't understand how you could push back on it. I mean, there are consequences if you vote. That's voter suppression.
Yes. That's literally voting. That's what voting suppression is. That's it.
Yeah, it's making obstacles to accessing what should be a fundamental right in a democracy, right? And
putting restrictions on your fundamental right to vote. That's it. Do they have restrictions on their right to vote? Yes. Then they're doing voting suppression. That's it. That's literally what voting suppression is. I feel like whenever people are like, no, they don't do voter suppression, I'm like, are you done waking up? Because I feel like you're not done, like with everything, with all of the definitions and everything.
I was thinking about like the Mormon Church, who are like many churches will advocate for a certain candidate, and that is definitely trying to use your religious position to persuade the outcome of an election. But technically, once you get in that voting booth, nobody can check how you voted. So I wouldn't say that that's voter suppression so much as just propaganda, right? Whereas a Jehovah's Witness, they're not allowed. It's not like they can change their mind once they get in the voting booth. They're not supposed to go there in general.
Exactly. The main backlash that I've seen coming from voter suppression, people who think that Jehovah's Witnesses don't do voter suppression, are people saying, "Oh no, they don't do voter suppression because they don't ask you to not vote for a specific candidate." And I'm like, yeah, they ask you to not vote for any of them. Like that's also still voting suppression. Like it's not voting suppression when you just suppress them to vote for just one person. It's suppression to vote altogether.
Totally agree.
Oh, voting suppression. That is good. Sorry.
Good. Now, Double O had a good one that I think can go deep down in the depths, which is age gaps. Age gap relationships. They use the example of 35-year-old men with 22-year-olds. That is true. Yeah, but in general, I would say like huge age gap relationships are pretty normal. Very normal. Like definitely not just pretty normal. It's common, I think, in a lot of conservative Christian religions, but it specifically happens, and maybe you have a different take on this, Danny, but I think it specifically happens because they encourage marrying in the Lord, which means they discourage marrying anybody outside of the group. So because of that, like you're only allowed to marry another Jehovah's Witness, or else there will be consequences. There will be social punishments. And I think that just like creates this weird, like in addition to the patriarchal aspect of the group where there's a power imbalance, I think there is also genuinely a weird limited amount of people for anyone to date.
And I think that's part of it. And I think also what's part of it, it's like the purity culture. We should actually include the purity culture over here in this iceberg. Because the purity culture inside the Jehovah's Witness religion is extremely huge. Like losing your virginity is a gigantic thing. You're supposed to be like, they talk about losing your virginity, like losing this part of yourself, and you're never like fully clean afterwards. And I think it also has to do with a lot of that. Like if you're gonna have purity culture, then you're gonna like what's more pure than in that twisted way of thinking, what's more pure than a child who has never even thought of sex? Like that's the purest you can get. Then it's just the inevitable end of that thought process. So I think should we put that too? Purity culture? What do you think?
Purity culture? Yeah, that's good. We should put that pretty close to the top, because I think that there would almost be an assumption just by virtue of the fact that they are super religious.
Let's put over here. Yeah,
I think most people just understand. I would even put it above the surface, maybe. Maybe just calling it purity culture makes it a little bit lower. Actually, going along with that, let's put it
right at the edge. Let's put it right over here.
I like that. And this kind of goes along with that.
Homophobia,
who says homophobia/sexism
should be over here a little bit, still close to the top, but you have to research it, because obviously the Jehovah's Witnesses do a lot of like red herrings and all of that stuff to be like, no, we're not homophobes. So you really need to like research their beliefs, but it's very obvious as well. Like pretty much any documentary will tell you how homophobic they are. So I think,
I would put it
around here.
I would put it a little higher up even, because you're right. That's going to come up in any documentary. It does kind of go along with the purity culture thing. Bo, god damn it. Because of that, I have to. I'm sorry, but
misogyny
Bo showed up, so
Our spiritual paradise is a place that has many harmless animals.
Yeah, sorry. I don't make the rules.
What do you think if we put them kind of together? Like here. Homophobia a little bit up, misogyny a little bit down. But
I think your Y and your I are swapped. I only say that because autocorrect has corrected me that many. I always do the same thing. How do you write misogyny? I'm an idiot. Boy, one of those words that just doesn't look right. You know what? Because it isn't right. Because it's wrong.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah, that is how you write it. Okay, I got it right the second time.
Okay, I no longer felt confident after seeing it. I was like, you know what? I said that, and now I think it might be wrong. Now, along with sexism, somebody brought up a really good one. Jane Spitfire said, "Husband is head of the house, and females cover their head if they pray in front of a man." Now, that's kind of two things. But head coverings.
One is patriarchy, right?
Yeah,
and it should be
patriarchy.
It should be over here, I feel, and head covering should be like one or two,
maybe lower,
further down.
Yeah,
like this one?
I would put it in the voting suppression thing, the head covering thing, because it's like a doctrine.
Coverings. We're gonna put it around here. It's over here. There you go. Because we don't really have that many over here yet.
Now I honestly don't think I could describe the reason why women have to do this. I don't remember why that is. Other than there's a scripture that says that you're supposed to cover your head in shame in front of a man or something.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, to respect the man's authority. It's because men are just so insecure. Like, I swear to God.
I'm looking it up right now because I'm like, why is this? All right, so... Yeah. What do you know what it is?
To show respect to the headship arrangement.
Right. But do you know if there's a scripture that they use for it, or like some principle?
Yes.
I think I've got it here.
Okay. I was going to say yes, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. So this is in the appendix of a book, Keep Yourself in God's Love. They tried to bury it in the appendix, but here it is. When and why should a Christian woman wear a head covering in connection with her worship? We know you were wondering that. Let us consider the Apostle Paul's inspired discussion of this subject. He provides the guidance. Okay, so maybe this is it. So this is 1 Corinthians 11:3 in their Bible. But I want you to know that so the headship, head of every woman is a man. Verse 4 says, every man who prays or prophesies with something on his head shames his head. But every woman who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered shames her head, for it is one and the same if she were a woman with a shaved head. Great book, the Bible. So well written.
Really nice, right? Like a very, very progressive.
It's lovely. It's poetic. It makes
very,
sense.
very egalitarian. It's just so nice. It just makes sense. That's what that's right. Just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
You guys ever think about how if a woman doesn't have a hat on her head, it's kind of the same as if she has a shaved head if she's praying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Seriously, though, folks, that's what I'm imagining.
Shameful. It's shameful.
Okay. It is shameful. That's what the Bible says.
Can you imagine, like, seeing a woman praying and then you see her hair? Oh, disgusting.
Get your disgusting head out of here.
Oh, my God.
Not the whole head.
So it's so horrible. Like, no,
that's a good one.
Anyway.
Okay.
What else?
Now,
somebody else.
Shunning.
Ooh, shunning is a big one.
Yeah.
I think it should. Oh, well, I mean, we already have it. That's how big it is.
Do we have it? Okay.
We forgot.
All right, good. We forgot that we had it. This is good. This is like when you're like, honey, we must have forgotten to pack the toothpaste. And she's like, no, I already did.
Honey, I already wrote down shunning. Don't worry.
You packed the toothpaste for us, buddy. What can I say? Okay, you put end time prophecies on there.
Yes.
Maybe we should talk about that in relation to where they are now as a group, because
sure, I put
almost
apocalyptic dates here, like kind of like not super
it?
high, but not super low.
Oh, no, that makes sense actually. I think that's good because that's going to come up pretty quickly if you're looking up stuff about Jehovah's Witnesses on the internet. All their
there's a lot to it, like to fully know about 1975, 1925, like the
right
that Russell came up with before that, like that. It's a lot, right? But it's pretty much surface level. That's why we put apocalyptic beliefs like up, because knowing that they have apocalyptic beliefs is like easier than knowing the apocalyptic dates and all of that stuff. Like I feel like that's a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you're totally right.
Yeah.
And we had somebody say like to stay alive till 75. I'm going to say, we'll keep that with apocalyptic dates. I think that works. Yeah. Now, this is a good one. It gets us into spicy territory.
Ooh, you know what? I mean, that is I don't know if we should put it, because if anything, that's not really current doctrine.
I think it's ambiguous.
In the 80s.
I think it's ambiguous.
Yeah, they left it ambiguous, but it's not. I feel like they left it ambiguous, like they left things ambiguous, and just to get rid of it, but not be like, oh, we actually got it wrong.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Here's my compromise to you, Danny. Because you're right that.
What is your compromise on oral sex?
Haven't written.
Tell me right now.
Okay, let me tell you about my oral/anal sex compromise.
With me.
I think we should call it sex rules, just like weird sex rules. Like they have rules about stuff. Now,
you know what? Yeah, that is. I like that. That should be kind of. Where though?
I think let's put it with like head coverings almost.
Yes. Yes.
Now we're getting into.
That's what I was thinking.
Intimate culture.
Yeah, sex rules.
A different
and
kind
not
of
even
head covering,
the
you know what I mean?
Like sex, like not even like this, because I wish it was like this. Obviously,
sex laws,
like rules with a Z at the
say.
end. But no, unfortunately, it's
that makes it sound like they think that sex rules, which they don't.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunately not.
Right, exactly, Reno. Yes, it does. To see that we can't. Yeah, numerology.
I'm gonna make it just a little bit smaller and put it here.
Do we have a rogue?
That's nice.
JW in the chat, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, let's see. What should?
No, I misread something and
dang it.
Almost started spreading misinformation immediately. Almost. Now, the next one. Oh, wait. Let's explain this.
Ooh,
the reason why
says it's called bedroom laws. We're gonna put that more, because that way, like we'll avoid the confusion.
You're right. So this is something that the group has gone back and forth on. There's a outsized portion dedicated to this in Raymond Franz's autobiography, Crisis of Conscience, which we'll also probably put on the Iceberg at some point. I've got that marked down, but. So they used to have strict rules about like oral and anal sex. Their reasoning was that they were perverted and invented by homosexuals.
Yes.
Because that's what the gays had to do, because they couldn't use
it was like in the 60s, right?
Yeah, maybe even before that.
Yeah, all right.
Did they have
I think
anal
it was
sex
around that.
invented in the 1930s? You know what I'm saying?
I think anal sex wasn't invented until the 50s, which is why I said it. Like the gays invented it in 1955.
Yes, according to Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, exactly. So they've had rules about how you're not supposed to do that, even if you're married. But the last thing that they wrote about it was a long time ago, and it seemed to leave it dubious. The last copy of like their official correspondence guidelines that we have is from like 2011, and it still does say that it's wrong, but it's like most people don't have access to that and don't know that. So it's become kind of
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just become like cultural in terms of like Did you hear about this growing up? Because they're not going to talk about it in the meetings, but your parents might tell you this, or your JW friends, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. That's something you're not going to talk about when you start dating as Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's probably going to come up at some point.
Listen, I didn't know that, so I'm gonna put it below this. Like, I'm just gonna put it like underneath
Bedroom
the line
laws.
because I didn't know that. I thought that
Yeah.
it was fully out. I didn't know that it was still like active, and at some level. I thought it was just
Sexually
like
active.
they did that, and then in the 80s they were like, oh, you know, we don't want to like interfere in a marriage bedroom or whatever. Like I remember they did that in the 80s, and then I thought that was it. Like it was.
And then they were like,
had
yes,
just
we
left it
do.
ambiguous.
Yes, we do.
But then, yeah, I didn't know that they were like, no, actually, we do. we changed our minds. We belong.
Yeah,
there. We want to have a threesome with you.
Now they have like a don't ask, don't tell policy almost.
That's
kind of how it works. Crisis of Conscience, though. Now that we brought it up from Shani Thompson, this is a good. This is a good one.
Should
and I
put
think it should go
where
probably in the bite model range, like right by the line, down by the line.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
in
That is kind of the heart of it, right?
On the apocalyptic dates level.
Yeah, let's put.
Sorta, yeah.
Let's put Raymond France because he didn't just write a Crisis of Conscience. He
Yeah,
pretty much anything.
good.
Like if you just know about him, like that.
Yeah, Raymond France.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and he's a former governing
He
body
did
member.
interviews and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he got all the way to the tippity top of the corporate summit, top of the iceberg. Actually, his story is seeing the bottom of the iceberg. Legitimately, like he got all the way.
Yeah, that's actually true. So yeah, it should be right here at the heart of it.
Yeah, he was just a witness who worked his way up the ladder when he was in the governing body for several years. He started to come to the conclusion that it was not, in fact, being led by Holy Spirit, and in fact, it was not the truth at all. And he wrote a tell-all book. So he's a pretty important
And weirdly
guy.
enough, he never actually lost his faith in Jesus, in God, in the Bible. He never lost
our
it. He
Lord.
just found like a version of Christianity that made sense to him. So I feel like, I don't know, like it's kind of, I feel like when people see us apostates, atheists, they're like, they just wanted to, I don't know, like there's like an extra layer that they have to convince them of, no, I'm cool. Like I swear to God, like, it's just, you know?
Yeah.
He actually did believe in the Bible until he died. Like he wrote a book about his own views and his new views in Christianity. Like, you know, you can really find proper Christianity and what that means with Raymond France. Some of the best writings in the Jehovah's Witnesses are from Raymond France. I would say. So yeah, I feel like that's why I wanted to put his name, not just his book, because he is
You're right.
lot of things. You can learn a lot of things from him.
You're right, and I think the way you said that is really right, because when you're first starting to question as a Jehovah's Witness, you know more than anything you are not supposed to be looking on the internet. Maybe that can be one of the next things we talk about, is like apostasy and fear of apostasy. But you've been told for maybe your entire life, depending on how long you've been in it, that anybody criticizing the group is lying and they're being directed by Satan, and especially anybody that left the group and then speaks out against it. So for Raymond Franz, like, he is a really scary kind of figure. And what is disarming about his book is that he is clearly still a believer in Christianity, and it feels safe when you start reading it, because he's not really attacking that religious part of it. He's attacking the logic of it and just the reality of this is how this group works.
Exactly.
This is not right. And I like it. You're right.
Emma Wright says, "Can anyone explain bite model?" Let me just explain it that real fast while you look for the next one. Bite model is a model that came up by Stephen Hassan, who is a clinical psychologist, and it's a model to identify what is a cult. Basically, he says that a cult or a high control group has to be a group that controls your behavior from B, the information that you receive as if you're inside, that's the I, the thoughts that you have as a member, that's the T, and the emotions that you have as a member. That's the E. If you control all those 4, there you go. That is the bimodal. If you control all of those 4, then you pretty much just brainwash the person. And any organization that follows this bimodal, that controls behavior, information, thoughts, and emotional parts of their followers, is considered to be a high control group. Scientifically, like, it's the most scientific way we have to determine whether something is a cult or a religion. Like, it's the main way that we can determine it. Because remember, like, studying cults, the way that they impact the behaviors and all that stuff, all of this is very new. So the bimodal is like the closest we have to identifying a cult scientifically. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, like from a social science perspective, like, there are certain commonalities that you see between all high control groups, and the bimodal is just a really good and succinct, memorable way of sort of thinking of all of those different elements: behavioral, information, thought, and emotional control. And so it's not like it's the end all be all necessarily, but a lot of people find it to be really useful in terms of identifying each core function of a cult. So you'll find other people.
This is just to end on the bimodal. Stephen Hassan didn't even create it for the Jehovah's Witnesses. Stephen Hassan had in mind different cults. In fact, the unique thing about the bimodal is that every cult from Jonestown to Scientology will follow this model to control their followers at one point or the other. That is how you identify it as a high control group. Stephen Hassan didn't even know about the Jehovah's Witnesses until he published the book, and people told him that he should include Jehovah's Witnesses in his book. And then he did like some revisions, and then he ended up adding it. But he didn't even know about Jehovah's Witnesses, and he was yet able to describe exactly how Jehovah's Witnesses work. So yeah, that's why it's very useful, especially when you're waking up, because you're like, I mean, this is an apostate thing. Like, this is against Scientology and all of those cults that I know they shouldn't be existing, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's useful because if you are in a cult and you're reading it, you'll be able to look at that and see how it applies to other groups. And you'll try and talk your way around, like, well, but we don't do this, we don't do that. And so to have this thing that very clearly outlines all those behaviors is good. Yeah. Oh wait, what happened to our? There it is.
Right
okay,
here.
For some reason it just disappeared on me for a sec. Okay, very good. Now this next one.
What's the next one?
You and I have talked about this before, as a matter of fact. The torture stake doctrine. Jesus did not die on a cross, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it should be like close to shunning, right? I feel like that's kind of like surface level thing. Like most people
agree.
Because I mean, if you go to a memorial, you'll see it. Like, and that is like the thing that most people go to, right?
That
so
famous
I think it's, but yeah, it's a big thing as well.
Well, that's another reason why Jehovah's Witnesses don't salute the flag, is they feel like it's a desecration of that pole that Jesus was hung on. Like, what? That there shouldn't be an American flag hanging from a torture stake. That's a symbol of Christ our Lord.
Wait, is that
no? That's I just made that up right now. It's not true.
actually, it was like I did not know, because it sounded so ridiculous, but also like I don't know. Like, I'm
whole thing is ridiculous.
That wasn't the most ridiculous thing I believed in.
Yes. So you and I have talked about this at length, I believe, because we did a similar thing with talking about weird Jesus beliefs of Jehovah's Witnesses. But yeah, they believe that the Greek word that Christendom, false religions attribute to cross, two sticks together in a T shape. No, real Bible scholars know that it's one stick, just a upright pole, and that's not true.
All right. It says stauros. Like when you read the word car, you immediately think of this car pulled by horses. Because that is the meaning of the original meaning of the word car. Like that is what you think of it.
That's right. Car witnessing, where they have a horse-drawn carriage and roll it into town over a cobblestone street. Yeah, I really like that as an example.
We're populating this very well, huh?
I like
really
this. I like adding the torture stake doctrine because it's a stupid doctrine, but a lot of people know it because witnesses are persnickety about it. Now, this is the kind of minutia I'm into. This is from Daniel Vasquez, who says, "Not saying God bless you." When somebody sneezes, I will clarify.
Let's put
Or good luck.
Put it,
yes, Christina adds or good luck.
Oh yeah, we should put we should put it in the same place. But where should we put it? I feel like either in the secret elder manual tier or in the head coverings tier.
I think it's a head covering tier. Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
Let's put
maybe a little above head coverings, just because if you ever sneeze in front of a Jehovah's Witness, you'll figure this one out.
Bless you.
So we didn't really talk about it, but this covers all the holidays, birthdays, and not saying God bless you or good luck. But they're obsessed with pagan origins of traditions and celebrations.
Pagan origins.
Yeah. So not saying, and it's true, the origin of saying God bless you was some superstition that it was expelling demons.
Then the origin of everything is a superstition. Like that's the issue though. Literally everything, and, like every single like custom that we do as like a good manners or whatever came from superstition. Like that's where it came from. Like that's it. Either from superstition or because we wanted to be more like the kings and the kings were doing it. Like that's it. That's where manners come from.
What it really goes to is their posturing towards being no part of the world and just being completely separate from all traditions and normal stuff that worldly people do. So good luck. Oh, well, the goddess of luck or whatever, that's a pagan god. We can't say that. You're wishing that a good pagan luck god? Is that what you're saying, Danny, when you say good luck to me? You're raining down the power of the goddess of luck? How dare you?
I think that's a good point. Do you think we should put how do you call it? Like they obviously try to get away from everyone, right? They try to like be like insular. They try to be like how do you call it? When
no part of the world.
I want to put supremacy, isolationism. Should we put isolationism? Because I feel like that is a wide thing that kind of covers that, but
Insular.
Also like people don't. What should we put? Should we put? I'm just gonna put Iceland, and then that's it. And I'm gonna,
Iceland.
Iceland. Like not even island, because I'm gonna make
the
sure
Iceland
that
iceberg.
Yes.
I would put insular because they're very communicative with each other. You know, they're not isolated in that way, but their community as a whole is isolated from
insular culture. Do you like that?
Yeah, that's good. I like how we're compromising on things such as oral sex and insular culture.
Well, I always compromise on oral sex, let me tell you.
Now, we're about to get above water level. JW celebrities? Yeah.
Should we put JW celebrities above water level? We can put them above water level.
Kuhl Kamp? How do you pronounce your name? That's a cool name. The umlauts around the United States are kind of below iceberg level, if you know what I'm saying. We don't get a lot of them.
How about here? JW celebrities right here. Because I feel like, you know what? It's gonna modify it a little bit.
I don't know.
How about if I just put it like just dip it over here?
Just dip it? I don't know. I think a lot of people know that Michael Jackson and Serena Williams were witnesses.
Yeah, I don't. All right.
I like that level right there. Fine. I can live with that. But if you put it below that, I won't be able to sleep at night, and I'll be upset.
All right. We'll just put it there. We'll compromise on oral sex and JW celebrities then.
Thank you. Well, I just am trying to create tension for the stream. I don't actually care that much.
Yeah, we need to.
Now, this is a good one from Jane Spitfire. No prom or worldly friends.
Ooh.
That goes along really well with no part of the world, but bad association. Let's call it that, because that's what witnesses would call it.
Where yes, put it? Here or here? I think here.
I like right there. I think bad association. And you could put no prom below that, because that's like, you wouldn't think that it would include things like prom or homecoming or extracurricular stuff at school sports. We could include all that stuff. Those might be lower on the iceberg, but yeah, the bad association thing, That's no prom. No prom, no prob. Just join Jehovah's Witnesses.
Let's put it over here.
That was my advertisement for the next time prom comes around. They want to use no prom, no prob. Just join Jehovah's Witnesses. Wait, what?
This is really looking well so far.
Oh. I only know JW history. Yeah, that almost goes to homophobia. But this is from Ireland, Oliver. I would agree that they are increasingly adopting. Well, I guess they've always done this, but it's not just that they're homophobic. It's like, and public schools are going to try to indoctrinate your kids with the transness, and they're going to come home thinking that they got a different pronoun than they walked in with. And they're the same way about evolution, actually.
It's similar, like homophobia and no higher education. I think
I guess we're kind of
in between those two.
But worth stopping down on, because I agree that it's not passive. Now, we also have a really simple one that we can just throw on there, but this should be pretty high up there, I think, that the churches are called kingdom halls. I don't think we have that.
All right.
I think we missed a freebie.
Should we put it in the surface? Like next to formal
let's put it
clothes?
Surface level. Like the noble penguin, just sort of drifting on an ice block on the surface of the water.
How should I put it?
This is a channel where I give beautiful nature analogies. So I hope you enjoyed that.
Well, you know what? Let me just put it as kingdom halls.
Churches are kingdom halls.
Kingdom.
I do have to be honest, I just took a sip of water and I want to take ownership of that.
The water of life.
Yeah.
There you
that
go.
little
Kingdom
water of life
halls.
right there. Now, this is a really interesting one, but I saw some back and forth about this in the comments. No Girl Scout cookies.
What?
At least I wasn't allowed. This is from Jenny B.
I mean, we don't have Girl Scouts in Mexico. What does that mean? I know what Girl Scouts are, but like you were not allowed to buy cookies. Like I know that I've seen a sitcom.
Well, this is why I think
cookies from them.
Well, that's why I think this is controversial. I think here's something that I was thinking we should try to add in some way that I don't really know how to word it, but I feel like we should add something like subjective experience. Like there are different experiences that people have based on how strict their congregation is that they're raised in, or their individual family is, because we definitely got Girl Scout cookies all the time. And I know that it was a thing. The reasoning is the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts are associated with, I think, the Mormon Church, or at least well, the Boy Scouts were for a while. I don't know if the Girl Scouts are, but they were. Yeah, they were under the umbrella of some religious organization. I know that some witnesses in another woke accidentally moment didn't go to Chick-fil-A because they're owned by also, I think, Mormons or far-right evangelicals or something.
Well, if we're going to put something like that, I feel like we should put it like next to like window washing, and it should be something like shifting congregation rules or something. What do you think? Yeah.
The way we would put it if we were like playing a game of Monopoly, and I play it differently at my house, is like house rules. Like there are the rules that everyone knows, and then there's the little individual differences that happen among different congregations.
Yeah, we could put it like congregation house rules. What do you think about that? That sounds
to just invent
good.
A phrase. All right, so this is.
I mean, we're inventing the iceberg. We're inventors right now. We are pioneers.
This feels good because a lot of us have been pioneers for Jehovah's Witnesses, and that may be that we should put that on the iceberg actually. But now we're actually creating something. We're inventing something, contributing to society, and I think a pretty major way by making this iceberg graphic.
Yeah, this is my biggest contribution to society ever. I feel like after this, I'm just going to go back to
and I don't disagree at all. I think this is, on my channel, this is your biggest contribution to society.
I did it on your channel. Awesome.
You said that and I realized this isn't even on your channel. That can't be true.
There you go. Congregation house rules. I really like how that sounds, honestly. Like
Yeah.
because it sounds a little bit weird, but once you start to like think about it, you're like, oh yeah, because every congregation has their own rules, their own house rules. Like that, every Jehovah's Witness would kind of get it. Like they'll have to think about it, but they'll get it. I feel. I think I really like it.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Can you post a phonetic spelling of this word so I don't make an ass out of myself? It sounds important.
Please add the semis-vice. Isn't it semis-vice? Semis-vice reflex syndrome for exJW. Semis-vice effect is a metaphor for the reflex-like tendency to reject new evidence or new knowledge because it contradicts established norm.
Like I've heard of this fascination or not fascination. This thing that happens. I don't know. I didn't know it's called that.
Here you go.
Semis-wise. Not wearing black at memorials. No, I've never heard this. No, wait, maybe I have. You're right, because that's a worldly tradition. Is that what it is? Like, I don't remember being consciously told to avoid wearing black, though. Shit, maybe I did. Danny, do you know about this? What's happening? Oh.
As an early pioneer.
Fuck. Can you hear me?
It was muted on my. I got it.
I got my audio all screwed up.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, you have to hit play,
I can't hear you. Just talk amongst yourself, and I'll share this.
Oh, okay.
While I fix.
Danny tried to learn how to pronounce a word and it broke. And here's the lesson, kids. Don't bother learning how to pronounce anything. Just take your best guess and stick with it for life. That's what I do. And it's worked out great so far. Wait a minute. Not wearing black and white. Okay, I want to get back to this because I think I remember this now. I totally blocked this from my head. But you're right. I understood what you meant from funerals. Like, I remember that being a thing. Don't wear black because that is a worldly tradition. I just unlocked a weird memory of having to not wear my black suit to a funeral. Yeah, I think that is true. And that's another one that's probably just passed along culturally based on some watchtower from 1947 that just they never bothered contradicting. Let's see. I'll see if I can find...
That's weird because I always wore black to funerals, and I went to a lot of funerals as a Jehovah's Witness, like a lot of them.
Weird brag.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I think there's so many old people like you just end up going to funerals like almost every other month. Like it's weird. It's really sad. It's depressing.
Okay. I have an update. Jenny, I'm sorry that I initially tried to gaslight you into thinking that you were wrong. This is from Mankind's Search for God. This is their old, really weird publication where they go through every religion on earth and say why it's wrong, except for Jehovah's Witnesses. It says, or did you know that wearing black at funerals was originally a ruse? A ruse to escape the attention of evil spirits said to be lurking on such occasions. Oh no. Some black Africans paint themselves white and mourners in other lands wear unusual colors so that the spirits will not recognize them. Jenny, why did you make me read this racist article? Danny, your comments?
I don't like whiteface. I don't like that.
I don't love it. I don't love any of this. I don't understand why they're getting involved in this. Now, I saw this
we got
other
a super
thing.
chat though. You need to shout them out.
Oh, wait.
We'll never get a super chat ever again. You know that.
I'm sorry. I'm behind on my chat. You're right. Hey, thanks, Double O, for the super sticker. Double O, who contributed a great little piece of our iceberg. Now, let's see this here, because this is from 1977. So two things happened in 1977. Star Wars came out, and there was an Awake article on the colors of clothes you should wear at funerals. Local feelings can be considered, too, with regard to the custom of dress at funerals, And this varies from place to place. Let me skip ahead. But in Japan and in many Catholic countries, it is customary to wear all black clothing or to have a black armband for the funeral. Must this be strictly followed in order to show respect from the dead? Of course, the dead person is not going to notice what the living wear. But other living persons will. Weird.
They were always very
What
pedantic.
will your following the custom suggest to them? Well, is the custom widely viewed as an ingrained practice associated with believers in immortality of the soul in hellfire, or with members of a certain church? If so, then your rigidly following the custom might suggest that you share the local belief about the soul. This is the kind of tortured reasoning. Good God. Put it on the iceberg, Danny. Don't wear black at funerals. I think
No blacks at funerals. That should be next to. I feel like that's next to demon possessed items, right? Like that's
Oh yeah,
because it's
We're
not even
fully.
Yeah,
That's deep. Those are the deep things of God right there. That's
exactly.
not
Those
your
are the deep
spiritual milk.
truths.
That's your hard
No
spiritual food.
black at funerals.
Whoa.
Let's put this. Make it smaller.
Here's another one. Brother Rutherford, who took advantage, of every opportunity to get rid of worldly religious customs among the brothers. Yeah, we noticed. Had already provoked a minor revolution at an earlier convention by his clothing. He had noticed that the brothers in Europe, and this included Germany, were especially fond of wearing black at assemblies.
Even the
The
Germans.
men not only wore black suits at funerals, even top hats, if you can imagine, but also wore black ties, just as was the custom in false religious organizations. This observation led Brother Rutherford to buy an extremely light-colored suit and a dark red tie to wear along with it.
What a diva. What a fucking giant diva. Like, I'm gonna show you how to dress. Let me show you how do you like this tie.
He's so petty. That's so crazy. He's like, oh, I noticed that this is the local custom, so screw your local custom. I'm wearing the lightest suit I can possibly find.
The water of life.
I had to take a little sip. Now, okay, we got the lore on that. That was a well-deserved rabbit hole.
There you go. No
How are you
black
holding up,
funerals,
Danny?
Right here. Close to the
Black
bottom.
funerals. I mean, there were 3 citations on their website right now, and sure, they were all from the 1970s, but
It's deep. That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to do a deep dive. Like no documentary is gonna talk about that shit. You know, that's why I feel like it belongs over here. Like so down below, because like you really need to know your shit to know that. Like I didn't know that.
I remember that coming up. I literally forgot about it until Jenny mentioned it. I was like, whoa, what? I think you're right. And then to look it up, and it's like, oh yeah. It was totally a thing, totally a Russell thing. Ties are pagan for schlong.
I mean, yes.
I like this. I like everything about this post. I like that schlong is censored
true,
and
though.
the tie.
I mean,
emoji.
the origin of the tie, like being like this, like just like a triangle at the end instead of being like a square at the end, was because students like cut it like this, like as a triangle, because they thought it resembled a penis, and they did that for taking photographies, like for their graduation or whatever, and then it kind of went
Is this
viral
like
at
that
the time.
fake thing that I said earlier, or is this true?
No, that's a real thing. Look it up. That's a real thing. That's why ties are like have this end, whereas before ties are were like just square like this. That's literally how it's literally a phallic object. So that's literally true.
That's amazing. Oh my god. Okay, that was a worthwhile rabbit hole. If we don't go down a rabbit hole,
let's go into Jehovah's Witness rabbit holes though. Like what is the next thing we should put in the
okay next thing? This is a really important one. This is something that Christina and I were just talking about earlier today. From Rosie JS, no charity or food banks.
Let's just put
great call.
How about we put it not a charity? And I feel like that it should encapsulate, you know, because they always say that they do charitable work and all of that shit.
This is a good poll idea. No, I think it should be two separate things: that they are not a charity, and that they are against its members taking part in charity work.
Let's put anti-charity.
Anti-charity.
Where though? Should we put it like over
Where
here?
indeed? Yeah,
Like
I would
next to
put it
insular
below
culture-ish?
apocalyptic dates, even, because that seems kind of obscure.
Yeah, let's put anti-charity. Yeah, I think it is it belongs here, but it should be like kind of low, like over here ish. Let's put it right here actually. Because it is, look, just to give you an idea of where it is, like it is kind of low. You kind of have to look for it, but it is kind of like once you are an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and most ex-Jehovah's Witnesses will know that they're anti-charity. So I feel like it doesn't belong truly at the bottom, but definitely belongs close to the bottom. What do you think?
I would agree. Yeah, that's a pretty obscure one. Shout out to Skeptics and Scouters for that good poll idea. I just dropped a poll in chat. Cut or uncut tie. Hey, good call from, is it Hey Hun Buds? Oh no. Covering for pedophiles / two witness rule. I think the two witness rule, yeah, that's good. ARC definitely kind of encompasses all that. Let's put CSA cases right in there.
Yes, I was waiting for good, that. Yeah. We have not put CSA yet, and we need to. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, make no mistake, Jehovah's Witnesses are perfectly comfortable receiving charity. They just will not give back in any way.
CSA should be right next to shunning, I think.
Anti-charity work, Rosie JS says. Yeah, I think that's right. Oh, good one from Fade to X Adam. Cars have to be ministry fit.
Ooh, ministry approved cars. Ministry appropriate cars?
Yes, ministry appropriate cars. This brings up a huge one that Fade to Adam is helping us with, which is an obsession with cleanliness and physical appearance. They are definitely a fan of that thing that's not in the Bible, which is that cleanliness is close to godliness.
Ministry appropriate cars. Let me put it like kind of like below the
Bible, yes,
but not by a lot.
No two-door car. I saw somebody else mention that earlier. I was like, wait, why are people saying no two-door cars? That's it. Yeah.
Ministry appropriate.
It's like that's a little selfish.
And should we put what, like obsession with cleaning? What should we put it?
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness obsession, cleanliness.
Yeah, like they're doctrine? Always on about like personal hygiene, and you have to have, nice clothes. Yes, they can be cheap, but they have to be very presentable. You have to dress very nice for the meetings.
How about cleanliness
facial
dogma?
Hair?
Does that?
Yeah, that's good.
Does that encapsulate it? Because it is kind of like a dogma.
I want to check in on our poll. Skinny minis are winning much more than Wide with Pride. And
skinny
fries, no ties. Now that's it. Okay,
skinny was my tie of choice because I'm a very skinny man. So if I wore like white ties, like I would just look like a stick with a big tie. Like that's it.
That's why I like fat ties because listen, you can see my weight progression through the history of the channel. It's always in a flux. All right, that gave me an idea, because since I accidentally said fries, now I do want to ask what people want for fries. Which do you like? You go ahead, Danny. I'm working on an important poll.
Ooh, all right. So I
data.
think we should add right now, how about we add right here next to CSA, we add slave labor. Because I feel like that's a very big one. Maybe even next to ARC. Because basically everything that's done in the cult compounds, which maybe we should also include cult compounds. Cult compounds and slave labor, I think they go hand in hand. Because a lot of people don't really know that Jehovah's Witnesses do have cult compounds, and they basically have slaves that they just control, like down to their sexuality, down to the websites that they're allowed to visit. Like they're basically property of the religion. That's how they treat it. So let me just put it right here, and let me know, should it be next to unpaid labor, says Shell Society. I'm gonna put it right here next to the Biden model, and I'm gonna make it smaller, and I'm gonna make it slave.
What are you adding?
I'm making slave labor / coal compound.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I was
slave labor. Slave labor / coal compounds. I think it should belong over here-ish.
Okay, In-N-Out fries are garbage and totally overrated. Crinkle cut fries are good if done right, but I've had more bad experiences with crinkle cut fries.
Crinkle cut fries are not good. I disagree. The best fries are McDonald's fries, and that's
just
it.
crispy.
Like, that's it. Just don't
That's
overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate. McDonald's fries, whenever they're good, they're the best fries in the world. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need to do all of this crossing and all of that. Just make a good fry, and then make them fast, and put a whole bunch of good salt with a whole bunch of good oil. Done.
Well, Danny's wrong and is very narrow-minded in his view of French fries. There's an entire rainbow
right now, and I can't believe this.
There's an entire spectrum. I like French fries of all stars and stripes. I've enjoyed a potato wedge. I've enjoyed a waffle fry. I tell you what I like, and I will go to bat for, is curly fries.
Listen, curly fries are for children, okay? And potato wedges are a completely they're not even
like saying that
they're a completely different thing.
Can't be enjoyed by adults. Yeah,
it's like saying, oh no, I do like other kinds of. You know what other kinds of potatoes I like? I like fried onion rings. Like, that's a completely different thing. Okay, they're not even.
Well, that's just disgusting. That's just gross.
You know what? Let's just go back to
that
Jehovah's Witness stuff, because otherwise we have nothing in common.
Curly always have soggy spots, but you get the soggy and the crispy. Okay, Raising Cane's fries are slang, and they are crinkle cut, are they not? But here's the thing: are Raising Cane's fries good, or is their sauce does it just make anything delicious? Because Christina says they're good. We just had Wendy's fries. I'll say it. I'm not ashamed to admit it, and they were good.
Wendy's fries are mid.
Mid. I don't even disagree, but they were not. You know how there's like a range of like, are we going to be getting good Wendy's fries or bad Wendy's fries? We got like good Wendy's fries. They made them right. Burger King fries used to be king. They used to be peak, and they have been trash for like 15 years now.
Burger King fries, I don't know how they managed to always serve me fries that are like 2 days old. Like, they taste like they've been fried for like 2 days. Always. Don't care, even if I just got it, like, they taste so old. Like, I can't have them.
You know how, like, that SpongeBob episode where he gets canned bread? Like, I think that when I think of the Burger King fries, it's almost like they have, like, powdered fries. Like, you can get those powdered eggs and milk and stuff. And they just, like, pour this powder into a mold. But
I think it's just, like, powder. And then they just put water. And then the fries just, like, kind of, like, sprout. Just like this, and then they just serve it like that. They just warm it up in a microwave, not even on an oven, because it's just like all soggy and stuff. Like, don't even bring me Burger King fries, okay?
No, you're not even wrong with that. Just get the chicken fries if you're going to do Burger King at all. Now that we've gone off topic, it sometimes happens, but I think that was an important palate cleanser.
Fries, right?
I think we're going to maybe have to have a serious talk in our community about how skinny things just keep winning so much, because skinny ties obliterated and skinny fries are obliterating.
No. I'll take fresh chips, says Schuler Black. Like, listen, Schuler Black, I'll take fucking caviar, okay? This isn't
Is that our first curse of the stream?
Yes. This isn't bourgeoisie decadence, okay? We're talking about fries.
No, you're right. This is the most passionate I have felt about anything
fresh
in a long time.
Like, oh my
maybe
God.
Years. Okay, there's a lot of good suggestions here. People are clearly trying to get us back on track.
Okay, we should. What's the next?
I've been rejecting it like a bad skin graft, but what a weird analogy. I don't know why I said that.
Yes,
Theocratic language.
That's a good one. Theocratic language.
Theocratic
and
language.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I think it should be like kind of low, like kind of next to head coverings ish, like over here, because you don't really see that in like documentaries and stuff. Like you kind of have to like do some thinking and like do some digging. Like it's not really that accessible. It's not like a documentary is gonna be like, oh, this is how the theocratic language works. You know, like I feel it should be like a little bit low, like over here ish.
How about wait, are you moving head coverings or are you moving?
No, I'm gonna.
Language?
This is the new text.
I would put it by the byte model. Maybe.
All right.
No, I guess you're right. It should be under the byte model. Because the byte model is your introduction to like the concept of theocratic language.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you kind of have to know the byte model at some level to be able to understand what theocratic language is. Because the byte, like theocratic language is kind of like it's part of the byte model. Like it fits within it, but it's not about it. You know, it's just a specific thing. Look, let's put it right here. How about this? Oh man,
we just got a couple excellent suggestions. I want to try and credit this correctly. Wait. Sheol Society, I think, gives credit for this suggestion. No skinny thighs, though, which led Nilo to say, "Oh yeah, the skinny pants,
no skinny
pants,
fit.
Tight pants."
Yeah,
should Anthony Morris in general be on the list?
Ooh, I think he should.
Just Morris.
Just Tony Morris.
Tony Morris. Generally.
Look, let's put over here, Tony Morris, like just like that. Like I feel like if we just put it like this, like everyone will get it.
I'm happy with
that.
Like
literally everyone will get it. I feel like look, it should be like a little bit up, like over here, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously, like you'll know like immediately. Like this is kind of like right. And what was the other thing that I was supposed to do instead of Tony Morris?
That's a great question. I already forgot what I had said earlier, but we got a good suggestion from Sparky, which is theocratic warfare. And I apologize. Somebody might have brought that up earlier, but the first time I remembered to put it in the queue. The theocratic warfare. I will describe. Oh wait, no. Should we get back to tight pants first?
I mean, I just wanted to put it. I think tight pants also belong kind of up over here, because you know, they're like over here ish. Like let's put them over here. Because I mean, everyone knows tight pants. Like you know, we've all seen the.
No.
It's very easy to access. It's very easy to make fun of as well.
It is. You're kind of right, and actually, you're kind of getting into like JW.org content because Caleb and Sophia are probably kind of famous now that so many YouTubers have talked about them who aren't even Jehovah's Witnesses, you know. Like Caleb and Sophia could be up there.
You know what? Yeah. Let's put it next to JW.org. A little bit like close to the bottom, but let's put Caleb and Sophia.
Yes, we have had multiple people say Pillowgate. I might have a same still. We've had many people are saying.
Many people are saying Pillowgate. Well, we need to add Pillowgate then.
Yeah, I think we
it is also like right here, right? Like right in the right over here.
Pillowgate. Yeah.
Listen. Pillowgate. I don't like the name Pillowgate. Let's just put Pillow Videos.
Pillowgate. I know it is giving a lot of credence to.
I think Pillow Videos is nice.
I don't know.
You get it.
We hate to hand it to him, but Pillowgate is the thing that is caught on. Now, Pillowgate, if people don't know, /Pillow Videos are these ones that we've talked about on a stream together, Danny. These really creepy videos.
We've literally made multiple streams about it, actually.
That's true.
Because we talked about it, and then we talked about it when they hit me with a copyright strike. We talked about it, and then we reacted to them again.
Yes.
So we've literally done at least 2 streams about it.
We totally have. So they're introductory videos for all Bethelites. We should put Bethel on here, maybe. And it can be pretty high up there. Bethel is their world headquarters. It's a cult compound. people, the witnesses who work there, also live there, and do all the witness stuff all the time. And so when you go in, they show you these training videos, and among them are these two creepy videos, one for women, one for men, both given by men, creepy old men, who talk about how you're not allowed to masturbate or have sex with anyone at Bethel.
Never.
But never under any circumstances. And they go through a lot of examples of like, but I know what you're thinking. Is this masturbation? And one of them involves like humping a pillow in your sleep to the point of climax. It's a pretty gross video. It's pretty weird. Okay,
anyway,
so
theocratic warfare. I think it belongs kind of like towards the bottom, like within the things that people know about it, like once you start digging in, but kind of towards the bottom. What do you think? Is this a good start or what?
I would put it. Yes, I agree. I think that a lot of people, even legal entities that deal with the Jehovah's Witnesses or the press, don't know that there is a built-in system or permission structure for people in the group to lie, to protect Jehovah's Witnesses, to protect the organization.
Exactly. I feel like these two tiers, like shunning and ARC tiers, should be the tiers that, you start digging and then you find and governments find, right? And then these other, like the next two tiers should, which are still part of the iceberg, should be the things that you start digging and then you need to keep digging because governments don't find that. Like they don't know how they're anti-charity and they're not really charities. They don't know how they do theocratic warfare. They don't know about theocratic language. They don't know about all of this shit. But it's still like part of the day iceberg. Like you still have to learn about this if you've been a Jehovah's Witness in order for you to fully like debunk all of the beliefs that you have and fully how do you say deconstruct your indoctrination. I feel.
Yeah, no, I agree. Wait a minute. What? There's a article that says that you shouldn't watch the movie E.T. because he's too similar to Jesus.
Yes.
I've never
have you
heard
not
of
seen
this.
it? Do you?
No.
You don't know this. Oh,
What
you
is
need to pull
this?
this up. You need to pull this out. You need to pull this out.
Wow.
Jehovah's Witnesses once said that Christians should not watch E.T. because E.T. was too much like Jesus. Think about it. E.T. comes
Came up
from
right away.
the heavens.
Came up
Jesus
right away.
comes from the heavens. E.T. heals people with their skinny finger. Jesus healed people with his superpowers. They're
With their
basically
skinny
the same.
finger. He did. He went, Elliot.
They literally said this. Like it's insane. I need to put this. This has to be next to the letter and shit. This needs to be there. Like absolutely. I didn't even think of it.
Banana. Okay, well, folks,
no,
we have an important article to read.
E.T.
I cannot believe this is real. This is honest to God on Watchtower Online Library. Still, they could have. Let's keep an eye on this article after this stream. There's no way. There's no way that anybody, let alone Watchtower, has made it this far in the stream. But all right. Christ or E.T. from the Awake magazine, 1983. E.T. the extraterrestrial burst on the scene in the United States this past summer, attracting theater audiences in record numbers. In only 6 weeks, it grossed nearly $150 million. With spin-offs and E.T. toys, dolls, and other merchandise, as well as the movie's release in other parts of the world, it is estimated the public could spend a whopping $1 billion on E.T. Why the E.T. fever? The movie depicts an ungainly 3-foot, parentheses, 90 centimeter, high creature from space, stranded on Earth, who befriends a 10-year-old boy named Elliot. E.T.'s friendliness and benign powers, such as healing the boy's cut finger and bringing powers to life, win the affection of Elliot and his family. I can't do the voice. Have you ever heard of this?
What?
That there's an article. I'm reading a real article on why Jehovah's Witnesses should not see E.T. because it's too similar to Jesus.
I've literally never heard that.
All right, you're gonna enjoy this. Sadly, a wasting illness appears to take the creature's life. But when he is inexplicably resurrected before Elliot's eyes, audiences cheer. His touching goodbye, literally, when E.T.'s alien friends take him home, leaves hardly a dry eye in the theater. So just
very
because...
clearly they went to the theater to watch this then.
This is unbelievable. Okay. Hang on. I need to read this whole article. It's happening, and I don't know what to tell you. This is the most incredible.
I mean, this
thing
was
I've ever
inevitable.
read.
Once we decided that we were going to do a Jehovah's Witness Iceberg, like this was inevitable.
All right. So, interestingly, many have noted parallels in the story to that of the life of Jesus Christ.
Many.
Okay.
Many.
What did they do this for like Superman Returns? Did they do this for The Matrix? Said Professor Albert E. Millar Jr., I think the thing that struck me most was the idea of the capacity to heal. And then when E.T. died and was resurrected. We have an E.T. then, an enchanting Messiah-like figure that gives momentary emotional release to our need for a true friend with powers greater than ours. Therein lies the movie's great appeal.
There you go. That crazy guy wrote about it. So, are you going to say that crazy guy is wrong?
This is like a Christian Monitor review of a movie. The conclusion is unbelievable.
Christian Monitor are this crazy. Like, I don't think the people at Christian Monitor are this unhinged. The people at Christian Monitor at that Monitor, they're usually like, oh, there was this problematic talk about sex because they talked about like whales, and whales make me think about sex. Like, just there are things like that. They're never like, oh, like this is really they really try to make a Jesus. Like, I've never read something like that.
Is that true? I feel like if we dug deep enough, there might be a It's Atari game. They were jealous of E.T. because the money it generates, it wouldn't be donated. I imagine a writer at Bethel sitting with his fist clenched, angrily watching E.T. and writing all the Jesus similarities. I mean, this is really insane. Despite its seemingly Christian message, however, the movie subtly condones youthful misbehavior. In an early scene, we find youths playing Dungeons and Dragons in a smoke-filled room with a lighted cigarette on the table. Later, when E.T. gets drunk sampling beer, and Elliot, in telepathic sympathy, feels the effects, it's all portrayed as something cute. Further, some of the language used by these children is gross profanity. This, along with the supernatural aspects of the movie, has bothered many Christians. No, we won't cite stats or numbers.
Many Christians.
It's a matter of opinion, but they do remind us that it provides no substitute for our true friend, Christ Jesus, who saves us from this dying, wicked world. After all, E.T. is make-believe. Christ is reality. Well, this is my favorite article I've ever read.
I was going to make an E.T. image to worship. Now I can't.
Oh, no! We were going to make a graven image to E.T. Now we can't.
Oh, no. Now you realize
we thought it would be. Yeah, we thought that, honestly, it would be a substitute for Jesus Christ, our true friend.
Yeah, I actually like it. I've been meaning to dress with like ET, just like an ET thing, because I'm like, if I can't wear a cross, might as well wear the next best thing, which is ET.
They're talking about this gentleman, by the way. This is who's taking away glory from Christ. I don't know. I don't know. Can
you look up like the ET finger toy?
Her toy?
That is a real toy.
Oh my god, this is
real
creepy.
Toy. That is a real toy.
Ew!
That is a real toy. So, maybe they were onto something, because that was literally a real toy. That was a real toy.
They should actually have written an article about this, because that is not...
It's a finger light. It's awesome.
Just a finger light, just one of those finger lights. All right. Well,
this finger light would finger you. Okay, let's go. Look, I put here like no ET too much like Jesus, but obviously like kind of like towards the bottom, because like that is a deep cut.
ET is almost. I mean, I felt like I just achieved nirvana reading that review. Unbelievable. Wait, what? No hot dogs? That's not true. I've had almost exclusively hot dogs with all Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes, like it's the cheapest thing you can get.
I don't know.
Jehovah's Witnesses are very cheap.
I don't know if there's a single Jehovah's Witness that I've not shared a hot dog with at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like at every congregation, there was hot dogs. They thrived. I would say that they're a pro, maybe in the pocket of big hot dog. They might actually be pro Oscar Mayer Wiener. No laser tag or pinball. This is a great one for Galaxy Brain stuff.
Ooh. Yes, where?
We felt okay. Now I went. This is a good question, Christina. Did you ever go and do laser tag?
No, I wasn't allowed.
Christina was not allowed. I remember not being allowed for a long time, and I think that when I finally went to one, I was like in my late teens, or I think I was in my 20s when I played laser tag for the first time, because I like had a car and could just drive and hang out with my friends. My parents didn't necessarily have to know. And the rebellious thing I was doing was laser tag with fellow virgin incel Jehovah's Witnesses.
All right, let's put it around where? Should we put it like close to here, like AR, like close to the ARC, or should we put it below?
Oh, for no laser tag? Oh, I think that's real low on there. I think that's low.
Low? Let's just put it here then.
And the reason why is they feel that it glorifies violence. So no violent video games. Maybe like violent entertainment. Maybe we can add that in.
Oh, yes. That should be up though. A little bit.
That should be up because there's like Caleb
Like
and
here.
Sophia cartoons about that. Yeah, so no war games.
No.
That's right. Yeah, no, you definitely could not do a Civil War reenactment as a witness. But I believe you can own a gun. It seems to be kind of discouraged, but I feel like I knew witnesses who owned hunting rifles.
In the convention from like 3 years ago, there was like this guy, and it was like, should I buy a gun to protect my family? Actually, no. Jehovah is my gun.
Oh,
so, yeah, I don't think that you can.
I think it's more cultural. I think that they've been all wishy-washy on it.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't.
Now,
yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
double checking every single word that I put, because I'm like, I'm an idiot, and I bet like I also
Entertainment.
miswrote like this.
I know exactly what you mean. Oh, is blood guilt on there? That's an interesting. What? We couldn't have hot dogs because of the blood in them.
No, there's only a specific kind of
that's
hot
blood
dog.
sausages, and that's true.
Blood, like, but what? Actually, do we have the blood doctrine already? Because I feel like that's a big one.
I think we set it up there, didn't we? Oh no, let's get up to the top. It should be up there. I feel like everybody knows about that. It should be in the sky.
Okay.
Scroll up. You're stressing me out. I need to get above water. No,
look.
Where's my blood? Okay, it's up there. It's in the sky.
Oh, okay. Okay, no blood. Fine.
I felt like I was drowning there under that iceberg.
Because I thought that we put it, but I thought we put it over here. All right, that makes sense.
Okay. So along these lines, so Falling Towers says, hunting rifles were okay in my area, but handguns were not because its sole purpose was to kill a human. I would say that was the same culture around where we were at, and an extension of that was, like, a Jehovah's Witness is not allowed to have a secular job where they hold a gun. So there was one of the elders in my old congregation was a security guard at a hospital, and he was maybe going to have to find a different job because they were going to maybe make them start carrying guns, and that would have gone against his Bible-trained conscience, aka witness rules.
Listen, that's also one of the times when you kind of have to give him to Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, why do you need a gun at a hospital working security? Like, who do you need to kill? Like,
These are great questions.
You're at a hospital. Like, who do you need to kill? I don't understand. Like, it's very stupid.
Well,
if anything, I don't
if you saw
like it.
the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 5, you would know exactly the answer to that. And sometimes you have to sneak in and kill a secret clone of a guy.
You guys do have like shootings in school, so maybe they were like, you know what? Maybe they're gonna move them to hospitals now.
That's at the tippy top of the United States iceberg, I would say.
All right, what else? Do we still have suggestions, or should I go to the ones that I had? Because I had some written down, but I don't know if we already
This is a good. Here's what I like. Yes, Bear Woody said restrictions on employment, and I think that's a good way of putting it on our iceberg, because Shield Society added working at a casino. That's right. Okay, Trouble in Paradise says that his grandpa was a cop and he was forced to quit because of that. Yeah. because of the gun thing. But yes, working at a casino, we talked about like you can't be a police officer or a security guard. You know how I found this out was as a kid. My dad's a firefighter, right? And I never necessarily wanted to be a firefighter, but I read a lot of detectives books as a kid, and I was like, ooh, you know what would be cool? An arson investigator. That would be awesome. And so I told my dad that, and he's like, you can't because they hold a gun. I was like, what? Apparently they can make arrests. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you got to slap cuffs on people.
How about here? Employment restrictions right here, like with politically neutral, no higher education, homophobia, misogyny. I feel like this is a good spot for employment restrictions. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I feel if you know about one of these, I think you know about the rest probably.
Yeah, because a lot of employers know about that.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked about higher education, right? I think that's on our...
Yes, yeah, it's right here, no higher education.
Right in the middle. My book of Bible stories. What do you think, buddy? What are we missing? What are our major gaps
I would
here?
like to add... What?
I got one. I got one that I set aside a while back and I forgot to click on. This is from Donna Donald. I am still pissed about the circuit overseer's wife telling me I can't wear denim. I was an elder's wife. How dare she? Okay, so circuit overseers, in general, I think should be on here because that has a big impact on the subjective experience of what your JW life is like. Because all the circuit overseers have nitpicky rules that they might introduce to your area. And like I was just talking to an exJW the other day about how there was one of our circuit overseers thought that it was inappropriate or undignified or gay for men to wear any shirt that wasn't white. So if you had a blue shirt, that was not appropriate to be on stage. You could not give a talk at the meeting with a blue shirt or a yellow shirt.
Yeah,
completely ridiculous.
Like, even people, even in Kingdom Halls that had it kind of like shirts, like a wardrobe of shirts, just so people could change into it, right? If they weren't wearing like a white shirt.
Did we talk about dress and grooming? Did we talk about that? Because that's a big one.
Oh, you know what? We do have formal clothes, but I feel like we should just change it to dress and grooming.
Yeah. Christina added, especially for sisters. And that kind of goes to the tight pants thing. But I think the tight pants is lower on the totem pole because...
Yeah.
I don't know. Men just have more deference paid to them in the religion.
Yeah.
Okay. Overlapping generations. Absolutely. That's a good bottom of the...
yeah. Let's put it...
Oh, the UN stuff. Yeah. Now let's get into some crazy stuff. Crazy business.
Overlapping generations.
Good
stuff.
I mean,
I don't want to put it too low because I feel like pretty much all Jehovah's Witnesses should know it.
Well, we're talking about... Wait a minute. Are you talking about from the Jehovah's Witness perspective or from...
No, I'm saying, like they've made... They're very outright on this. Like, it's not like the Bite model or the...
I totally disagree with you on
that stuff. Like, really? You don't think they're that outright?
No, I don't... I think if you said overlapping generation to a witness, they would have no idea what you're talking about. That's a term that ex-Jehovah's Witness is. And I think specifically Lloyd Evans invented. But that's not what anybody called it when I was a witness. It was just the generations teaching.
Yeah, and we're giving it to Lloyd Evans again.
You know what I mean? Like if you search... We're doing him a lot of favors on this stream, by the way. If you did a search on like jw.org... for overlapping generation, like nothing would come up because they don't call it that or think of it like that. So I think that's a really esoteric one because it's a complaint about just they think that generations is such a figurative word in the Bible that it could essentially mean any group of humans who overlapped with the lifespan of a previous group of humans. I think they do this because of that verse in the Bible that says that like this generation will by no means pass away before these things take place. So they're like, well, no, Jesus wasn't wrong because look, we're still in that generation, kind of.
You are correct. Like if we look it up, we don't see the David Splain thing. Like we don't see anything about the generations teachings.
I only say correct things on this channel. Except for all the times I make mistakes.
I did not know that.
Now, I only mean that from the point of view that, like, if you started explaining to a Jehovah's Witness what it was, he'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, I remember that. But I don't think that they think of it in those terms. Like, that's our exJW word for their doctrine. So that's how you should word it for sure. But I think it should be deep on the list because a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, the heart of the iceberg, I think, is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
What else are we missing?
It works well with
with shunning, next to shunning, I want to add love bombing. Because I feel like that concept and the fact that they do it, I feel like that's very important. It's still like kind of surface level-ish. Because more and more people are learning what love bombing is. Like just like that's hitting in the zeit of people. So people know what that is. But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the what Heliocentric's videos are really good at is, you know, he's going into kingdom halls and documenting his experience, and so he's able to see right away, like, whoa, I was kind of like bombarded with niceness. And you're right, a lot of cult documentaries show that too, of like, oh wow, you go and it's all warm and loving. I see that phrase love bombing on the internet applying to different things, so good catch.
And next to love bombing, how about supremacy? Like their supremacist nature. Would you add that? Because I feel like that's a big part in the Jehovah's Witness, where like you have to believe that you are it's a supremacist cult. But I don't know. Like I don't really know if that's too general. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I know what you mean, like superiority complex, kind of like they view their group as truly superior in every way. Yeah, chosen by God. Main character syndrome.
Main character syndrome. You know what? That I need to put that instead. Like, if anything, next to love bombing, like main character syndrome, because that describes kind of perfectly the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Authoritarian belief, says Anima Orphei, which is there's another good way of saying it. Like, it's a totalist group. Yeah. Elders as marriage counselors. That's pretty good. That's tough to. Oh wait, 144,000 people. We don't have 144,000 on there.
Ooh, we need to add that. Like that should be close to like here, right? In this,
we should have said that. Christine said we should have said that 144,000 minutes ago. Types and
144,000. If I just add the number, like everyone will know exactly what that is.
But you should make the number big. Yeah.
Let's add it. Let's put it like.
I would put it right on the line. Because I think that's a common one. No, above the line. I think it's right on the surface level.
Oh yes,
that's a common one. People will just ask me at work, like, didn't you guys think that only 144,000 people were going to be saved? Like, people have heard that kind of stuff.
There you go.
They don't really know what it means.
I feel like it can also like you can have like surface level thing or like deep level thing. Like I feel like right here, right in the middle, I feel is a good spot. You're totally correct.
Yeah, I agree, and I just have to shout out. We did have a bow up here.
Our spiritual paradise is a place that has many harmless animals.
Very good. I think we got a. Oh, Paradise.
After we saw him, how about, like, because we just saw him, how about we put how Stephen Lett is a millionaire? Should we add that here? Because
I mean, I barely know that, so that should be pretty far down. But that's an interesting one, let's got a lot of money
over here, because we do know that he definitely is a millionaire, because he's literally worth at least that much, because he's made at least that much publicly. So
yeah.
Stephen, let's
you know what?
Let's put it well like this.
I think that's true. They are. I mean, like, that's the thing with that where I get annoyed about conspiracy theories about secret society is the like operating outside of Jehovah's Witnesses. It's like they're already a secret society. You don't know anything about the group until you get in. Oh yeah, hey, like the video.
Yes, please
I'm
like
a professional.
Please like this because we're doing God's work. by making an
Real
iceberg
estate
about his
antics.
religion.
Real estate antics is good.
Yeah, that should be here, like in the middle. Like
People keep suggesting good ones.
let's
Some
put,
of you guys are. I'm
real-
seeing. Some of you, I'm seeing suggestions that we have put on there. We haven't zoomed out in a while and seen the whole thing, but
How should we put real estate? Real estate what? Because I mean, we need to put something real estate. Like, is there a better way, like a more professional way of saying real estate antics? What do you think? What do you guys think in the chat? Real estate.
post this for down. Yeah, this is going to stay up on the stream. Oh
Yes.
my god, I forgot to say something. I keep on not. Okay, well, next Sunday will be the last Sunday service on this channel. It's just going to be on the Sunday service channel proper. So if you haven't already, go to my if you go to the information page on Altworldly, you can subscribe to Sunday service so I can move the streams off the channel, just get a little bit more tidy. So there's just normal videos on Altworldly and live streams elsewhere. But I meant to say that earlier, but because I forgot to, this is the second to last / penultimate live stream here. Okay.
How about we add next to byte model child indoctrination? I think that's a big one that we haven't added yet.
Child indoctrination. Yeah, there were a couple really good ones I saw in a row. Okay, so we talked about real estate antics, right? You put
Yes.
that on there. Chaperones while dating is a really, really good one.
Ooh.
Dating, in general, like dating culture, dating rules. There's a lot
dating
of that.
rules. Strict dating rules.
What did we say earlier instead of rules? Because that sex, bedroom laws,
Laws.
dating laws.
That's good. Dating laws. Let's put them. You know what? Let's put them even below, because I feel like you can even know about Raymond friends, and if you're from outside, you don't even know about the dating rules.
Oh yes,
Dating
good call.
laws.
All right.
Yeah, you kind of have to be a Jehovah's Witness to know about this.
Understood, Emma. I have that
I'm an
problem a
ex-Jehovah's
lot.
Witness.
Best of luck to you and your ADHD struggles. Oh, you want to download the image? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Lava Blue, that's a great question. I think how would we do that?
I'll just look.
We can post it on Reddit.
I'll download the image, and then you can just post it and post the link on.
Yeah, I can post it
down
in the
below. So
community.
if you're watching it, if you're watching the VOD, like if you're watching it after the fact, you
Yeah.
can just go to the thing, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a spoiler, because it's gonna be the end,
Spoiler
like
alert.
the finished thing.
Well, I'm trying to just figure out where you're going to post it for me to link to.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna make a video about this 1,000%, obviously. But I mean,
How
that's
about
gonna
Reddit?
come
How
like
about putting it on
in a
Reddit?
week or two, like at best. But yeah, we're probably gonna put it on Reddit. Maybe we can put it on Reddit, actually.
I could put it on a community tab or something. But yeah, good point.
Yeah, there you go. I can also put it on YouTube, something like that. Look,
Okay.
I think next to the byte model, we also need to put, and this is a big one. I can't believe we forgot it. We need to put sexual repression too.
We have sex rules, but you're right. Sexual repression. You're right. I think that deserves a separate entry. I think people, just by looking at this model, now I'm just gonna call it. This is our iceberg model, kind of our Stephen Hassan thing that we're doing. Just this incomprehensible picture.
Yes. Or Iceberg Jehovah's Witness model.
Not quite as clean as the Vibe model, but I mean, you get the idea. Okay, yeah, you can see why there's sexual repression here. There were a couple good ones. Did I say shepherding visits yet? I mean, by that I mean Jehovah's Most Secret
yes.
Witness.
Let's put it next to Circuit Overseers ish.
Yeah, shepherding visits are where elders come and
Shepherding
visit you and encourage you,
visits.
or yell at you. Sometimes the encouragement is you're doing a good job, and sometimes the encouragement is we are trying
should
to
do a
encourage
better
you
job.
to do a better job.
Yeah, you should
So-
do better. You're doing terrible.
Yeah, do better is a lot of times the message.
Shepherding visits over here.
I also
about-
like. Oh yeah, go ahead.
How about the loss of religious status? I think it's as big as
Like
the ARC,
in,
like sort of ish, because they've
Norway
lost
and
the
stuff?
religious status in several places. Like I feel like it's a big topic because once you realize that they're losing religious status, you realize why they're doing all of these changes about like, oh, actually, the people we're shunning, you can also say hi to them, and we are not gonna be saying this fellowshipping. We're moving it to like, I think it all ties to that. So I feel like that it's kind of a big thing if you want to understand what like what's happening inside the religion right now.
Yeah, I would put like Norway defunding. Well, I mean, how many places are they actually losing their religious status? Russia, in Norway, and what, China? Those are for pretty different reasons.
China didn't have it, but they're also pushing to lose the registration in New Zealand, and there's also another push to do that in Japan. So I feel like that hasn't happened yet, but it's in the process. So I don't know, or at least let's put. How about religious battles with the state? Is that too wide? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's good. Battles with the state. Oh,
because I can't just put like Norway. You know, like it's a big thing, but I feel like you understand it better in context when you understand that it's not just Norway, it's not just Spain, it's not just all of that shit. Like, because I feel like all of that, like Spain, for instance, they didn't lose the registration yet. They haven't done that yet, but it is legal to call them a dangerous sect. So I feel like that it's kind of like in the same level, and maybe should even be the same point. But I don't know.
Failed. Oh, okay. Here, how about this? Because you could have Supreme Court victories high on the list. Most people, or a lot of people know about that. Or court failure, like legal failures, could be much lower. Because, like, even Jehovah's Witnesses, they only hear about the successful court cases. And I would say most normal people don't know about the fact that they tried to sue Dark Spilver or random YouTubers and try to use legal shenanigans to oust PMOs and stuff. Okay. We had somebody said witness spy culture, and that reminds me, I meant to click earlier on one that was gossip culture in general. Gossip culture is a good one. Whistleblowing on fellow JWs, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it like failed court cases, and I mean that is a lot. Like that is just like, I feel like that's carrying a lot of weight.
Failed court cases is doing a lot.
Like it's just so many. Like that can mean so many things. But I feel like this is just a rabbit hole. Like we can literally do an iceberg just on failed court cases alone. There's just so many.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I feel like this is probably like the easiest way to put it. Like
we've introduced a small iceberg into our iceberg.
Yes. For more information on this topic, visit its own iceberg.
Right. Okay, I want to run through a few because I'm gonna probably have to stop at some point in the near future.
Sure, I have just a few that I want to save at the end. For the bottom, because we like right here at the bottom, we don't really have any, and I already have a few that I want to add, but I just want to get all of these main things out there because I feel like those are like the meat of the iceberg,
Okay, so there's a couple really important ones. I don't think we really have paradise on there.
Okay, we can put it.
I've mentioned it like a couple times, but I keep forgetting to make it a whole thing. But this is good because we could have paradise up there near the surface. Yeah. Because everybody's seen their pictures of paradise in the publications. But all of the weird paradise lore, like that video I did on like weird kind of like personal interpretations of paradise, like that can be real low on our iceberg.
Let's copy it and then let's put it like the paradise lore should be like
paradise lore
be here if anything. It's very, because like the calendar, like how we're gonna be genderless, like all of that lore. That is very deep. Like in fact, that is the deepest thing we have yet.
Paradise lore and heaven lore is even weirder than that. Yeah. That's good stuff. All right, so we got paradise out of there. There was also
two paradise.
I think we talked paradise a little bit about
right here. So we just have it right here, paradise.
Paradise, right? Okay, that's good.
Close to the bottom, close to the surface.
And there's also Russell and pyramidology. I think that.
Yes. Yeah. I literally put it in the thumbnail. Pyramidology. because I knew that we were going to
Oh my
put it
god,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah. Well, that's good that we left people
Pyramidology. Did I put
waiting in
the
suspense.
Y in the right spot? I didn't, right? How do you write this?
Pyramid. Oh man. No, I think you did. I don't know how to
Did
spell
I?
pyramid.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, I
Oh,
think you got it. I think you got it.
Thank Christ. Okay, let's put it a little
Something
bit bigger,
about
because I mean it's cool.
That pixely Comic Sans makes everything look like it is spelled wrong, but it's not.
Yes.
I mean, for a second you're like,
this seems wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, pyramidology. Actually, let's put Russell and pyramidology, like the commenter said, because I feel like
Yeah, and
they're
somebody
both
had said
intertwined.
numerology earlier. That's kind of interesting. Like Nilo, I think. The idea of just like the number 7 means this, that means holy, and
yeah. Okay, we should
this is
put
mentioned
it
3 times. It all means holiness, so I don't know why they always treat it like it's a big deal.
because this is like Jehovah's Witness shit. Like most Jehovah's Witnesses will be like, oh yeah, 7 means completion, and all of that shit. So
Yeah,
I don't want to put it too far
sure
down.
does.
But there you go. Let's put it over here. Numerology.
Numerology.
How
a lot
about
of people know a little bit about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Ooh, you know what? I feel like we already have the CSA, right? But I feel like a little bit further down, like over here next to voting suppression, we should put the CSA secret database, which is like a completely different thing.
Nice.
Because that also has to do with like the service committee and all of that shit. Like if you know about that, you know about like the service committee, you know about like the how Jehovah's Witnesses hide CSAers, like all of that shit. So yeah, I feel like it's a completely different thing. Secret.
We're getting so many good suggestions. Okay, so this is a huge one. You mind if I drop one?
Yeah. Drop
it's actually not huge,
like
but
it's hot.
Okay, I am no Jedi, which is a based username. Magic wheat, so miracle wheat, I believe is the correct term. This is a really weird snake oil sales. Like they used to advertise what seemed to be just total scam product called Miracle Wheat.
Is this how it
it's sort
was?
of like Alex
Miracle
Jones
Wheat?
selling brain vitamins. Yeah.
Okay.
Miracle Wheat. Well, how low do you have it? Because I think it should go
Over here.
No. Put it near Paradise Lore.
Really? Let's put that is okay, yeah.
Even now, I barely know what that is. This is another really good one, which is all angels are white males in Watchtower magazines.
All angels
no
are
female
white.
angels at
Okay,
all.
yeah, no. We need to put it like next to Raymond France ish.
We should just have like a huge one at the very bottom that just says racism, because the exterior is so, they love signaling this diversity, but truly they are white, American centric.
It's just
white dudes.
White is the default. White is the normal, as we all know. Like it's just the normal. So
yes, and so all of their standards for modesty and culture, such as what colored clothes you're supposed to wear at funerals, it all comes from Western traditions mixed with whatever Rutherford's weird conspiracies were about pagan origins and stuff. 1914, yeah. Do we have 1914 there?
No, we need to put that.
That's insane.
It's over here, obviously.
1914. We could.
Let's make it bigger. 1914. There you go. That looks good. And I think ooh, you know what we don't have yet? Like the elder interrogations, the elder
judicial committees / committees of elders.
Judicial committees. I feel it should be like over here. Let's put elder committees so this ages properly, because otherwise people will be like, oh, that's not how they're called. We know that elder committees is this how you
There's two M's, 2 T's, 2 E's.
Oh fuck! I forgot a T. God,
I want viewers to know that I have been so good about cursing.
Yeah, I'm the one fucking up.
I've been chased.
Oh, let's
Stop
also put
fucking
like
up.
right next to elder committees. Let's put demonology. How about that? Jehovah's Witnesses are big on demonology.
We already have. Well, we kind of have.
Well, yeah, we also have
possessed objects.
Yeah,
I guess I would wonder what you mean by
the same.
demonology.
Nah, it's the same. It's the same.
I'm into demonology as an academic passion.
How about over here, close to bedroom laws and all of that stuff, we put the true Jehovah's Witness origins. Both, it can mean both things. It can mean why Russell kickstarted this religion, because he didn't want to kickstart the religion, because he wanted to just sell books. Like he was just a content creator of the time, and then he just made a religion out of it. Or the true reason why Jehovah's Witnesses are called Jehovah's Witnesses, which is because after Rutherford took over and just apostatized all over, there were so many different Bible students out there that called themselves Bible students that Rutherford was like, we need to change the name of the religion, because there have been so many other Bible students out there that I need to avoid confusion.
Yeah.
What do you think? I feel
you lost me a little bit at some point because I've been managing chat.
Listen, true JW origins.
Yes, true JW origins. I think that is good. Like the kind of true, less divine reason.
Yeah,
that's
because
why it was started, as opposed to
normal people will not know where Jehovah's Witnesses originate, because they don't care, and Jehovah's Witnesses won't know where they originate because they don't know. Like, they have a fake story. So I feel like the true Jehovah's Witness origin is like it's pretty down the bottom. Like, not a lot of people know that. You're not gonna see that in documentaries. You know, you really need to dig for it.
The Knowing Better video gets into it.
Because I do have another one.
I've got several really, really good ones from chat.
Shoot.
Okay. So one, Daniel Essig says child martyrs. What he means by that is children who die because of refusing blood transfusions. I do think that's a good one to add. I mean, it's sort of included in the...
But I think it's not. It shouldn't just be child martyrs. It should just be blood martyrs, if anything, because it's not just children.
That's true.
I originally, like, in my notes, I had it as thousands of yearly blood deaths, but because I didn't know how to put it, but I did know that I wanted to put it. Not a lot of people know that thousands of people die every year because they're not allowed to get a blood transfusion, and they die. Yeah. It's in the thousands every year. We don't know exactly the number, because obviously Bethel will never publish that, but we do know that it's in the thousands. And again, not a lot of people know about that stuff. So yeah, how should you put it? Like blood martyrs?
Blood-related deaths.
Blood-related deaths. I like that. And it should be kind of like towards the bottom as well, because I really don't see it get the attention that it deserves, I feel. Like, I feel like it's a super illegal thing that it's literally killing people and nobody cares. Like, governments are like, yeah, whatever. Don't worry.
Yeah, probably fine.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'd be hard to stop that from happening, so...
It's impossible.
Yeah. Well, okay, a couple quick hitters. Jade and Nita, just because they're famous, thanks to Minty Volt. I agree. You gotta know about them.
You know, I love Nita.
I wish they could be higher. I wish they were on the surface, but not everybody knows the good news of Jade and Nita. And then SDR had two really good ones, which is the publisher record card and the territory map. Those are really good ones. I would say, man, our like subsection is pretty crowded. That section right under the iceberg is pretty packed. But
listen, it's packed.
They're good. But they're good entries.
Yeah, look. It's just we are gonna finish packing this. Like, it's just, believe me.
Yeah,
we have enough. Well, honestly, like, if you go towards the bottom, like, you kind of have to like get fewer and fewer, because it's like super obscure. That's how it goes, right? Most fish live over here. This is your Animal Planet lesson. Most fish live over here, which is why most concepts live over here in our iceberg, because animals. We're pro science here.
Because animals.
Exactly.
Well, we just watched Underwater with Kristen Stewart last night, and it's true. The deeper you get, the crazier kind of sea creatures are down there, and they'll get you.
Like this. Look at this.
Yeah, honestly, they kind of did look like that creepy eyeless dolphin or whatever that is.
That looks horrible.
I should never attempt to name an animal ever on stream. There's such a high risk of me getting it wrong and looking like an idiot. But it does kind of look like ooh, do not call. Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, the New World Translation, did we put that down?
The newer, I mean, it would be here, but I don't think that's part of the Iceberg. That's just their Bible, right? Like it's putting the Mormon.
Yeah, they have their own
book in
Bible.
the
That's
Mormon
huge.
thing.
That's something everybody said. I would put it on Iceberg level, actually. Just that
Like
they have
here?
their own translation of the Bible. Yeah, like kind of in
let's
that
put,
region.
Yeah, let's put their. What's the name of their translation? Let's put it over here, I guess. The new.
Oh yeah, did we never put apostates? We mentioned that, but then we might have forgotten to add it.
Translation. Is this how you
I think
call it? TNW translation?
No, it's NWT.
Listen, is the New World, not New World. Okay, I don't. It's you're wrong.
World Translation. So it's not NWT translation. It's New World Translation.
Bible. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I now understand. We were doing an ATM machine situation. I was like, why is this confusing? And then you said it, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yes.
The silver sword, yes.
Yeah.
Apostates.
Ooh, apostates need to.
We've said it out loud a couple times. I don't think we actually.
Yeah, but
put it on the list.
They need to be over here, like in the most crowded bit. I mean, it's just
There's got to be some doubles on here, right?
No, there's not any doubles. I am almost sober, and I know that.
If I can address this, because this came up, and I thought about this, and this is tricky because somebody else brought up beards later in the stream, and I'm like, well, we kind of can't bring up that now because it's not.
Yeah,
official.
It's not a thing anymore.
They say that they don't do anti-type doctors, so it's almost like it gets into a tricky area where, if you're like, ooh, do you know about the anti-type stuff? It's like, well, yeah, they did used to believe that, but if we're talking about stuff they used to believe, oh boy, we're gonna be here all night.
Exactly. Like it's just there's so many things that they used to believe. Like it's
this is
just
a tough one.
So much.
Yeah.
How about over here?
Did we put apocalyptic beliefs we've got on there?
Okay, over here next to like head coverings, anti-charity, and all of that stuff. How
Sure.
about we put Jehovah's Witness mind control mechanisms, or mind or how Jehovah's Witness mind control works,
that's
something
Bite
like
model.
that.
That's your Bite model.
Yeah, that's true. Fine. All right.
I also just don't like mind control as a word. I know it's not yours. But I just don't even like that it's called that.
Okay, let's put.
I think we got Russell on there.
Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses aren't a religion. How about that? I feel like that should be like over, like kind of like over.
Not a religion.
Because they're not really a religion.
I think what you're saying is that they shouldn't be a religion, but they literally are legally.
All right. I get it. This is a big one. It's a popular one. Everyone's gonna love it. Let's put over here Mexico, Malawi. We don't have that yet. How about that?
Yeah, hang on one.
Guys, I'm just gonna put Mexico, Malawi because I feel like that's a big one. Malawi, because I feel.
Oh, Mexico, Malawi, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, Mexico, Malawi. I feel if there's a lot of people that if they just know this, they're just gonna wake up, like which should be over here. But it's not really covered in. Actually, I'm gonna put it over here because it's not really covered by like documentaries or anything. Like it's kind of hard to find. You need to know.
No, but there's a bunch of YouTube videos about it.
All right, let's put it over here then, a little bit up.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we got sexism on there. The bunker videos. We got pyramidology. We got Pastor Russell's pyramidology on there.
Yes.
We're starting to come around to people are suggesting things that we do have.
Okay.
So I think
I
think that means that we're filling in gaps.
Let's go to the bottom. I feel like over here, because we also need to talk about like what you find with Jehovah's Witness stuff. And I feel like it's very easy to be like, oh, miracle weed, Jehovah's Witnesses are whatever, right? But you need to really know your shit to know about the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who are also grifters. We're not going to say who. We're not going to point fingers. to anyone. We're just going to say there are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who are also grifters, and they even use cult-like tactics to grift their audience. So knowing the existence of that, I feel like that's a big one. And since we're going towards the bottom, exJW, grifters, there are also, and this is why I wanted to save a little bit like for the bottom, there are also ex-Jehovah's Witness cults out there. And I feel like this is a big one because it's like super deep. It's a very
Spin-off
huge,
groups, like
like spin-off groups, but of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who like believe that ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are correct, but they also, they have cults around it. They gather the ex-Jehovah's Witness community and they build cults with that community, which is, I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, it depends. There's like different kind of things, because there are like exJW groups that kind of have turned into little religions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They retain Watchtower teachings, and then there's like they actually become a literal religion, and then there's just like kind of culty like fandom behavior, which I would say is different.
Actually,
I think,
over here next to bedroom laws, we should put the other like the Jehovah's Witnesses, because there's different Jehovah's Witnesses branches, not branches, but the Jehovah's Witness cult has fractured many times, and there's multiple quasi Jehovah's Witnesses religions that are part of that follow Jehovah's Witness doctrine, but not fully. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's I had a script about it, but there were so many that I couldn't. I was like, I'm good. I'm just gonna do it later. But there are multiple Jehovah's Witness, like the Russellites, even they're still around.
The Bible students, yeah. Okay, so Christina's literally watching this documentary on the 2x2s right now, and she called me out there because I was editing, and it is insane. Like, I've only seen a few seconds of this. I also don't know what their origins are, but they are really similar to Jehovah's Witness. It's crazy, and I'm just salty that there's some fancy Hulu documentary about these yuckamucks instead of our cult, which, as you can see, can fill literally a whole iceberg. So, who was here first? Pretty sure it was Witnesses. Nobody from Hulu called me. I didn't get a call.
That's true. Anyway, look, next to them in process items, how about we put a very spicy one? We're gonna put the true motives of the governing body. What is it?
Oh God!
Again, I'm not gonna
say. You have to put question marks.
Sure, question marks.
That implies that we know what they are, and I don't think we could
and
definitively say that.
What I wanted to say, the bottom one is like the questions that you as an ex-Jehovah's Witness kind of like have to answer, and you're like, holy fuck. Like, I don't really know how to answer it. Like, I wanted to put over here what
existential questions,
what the Bible is really about. Now, this is a very I can tell you what the Bible's really about for me, right? But when you wake up as from Jehovah's Witnesses or all of that stuff, like, you need to figure out what the Bible's really about for you. That is. That is like kind of at the bottom of the iceberg, because I wanted to put it like I don't know, should we add it or is it kind of weird? Because I feel like
I think that is so existential. Like, what I like about the pyramid,
okay,
the iceberg,
this?
Is that
let's change it.
I'm trying to say that I think what I like about it is that they're like definitive things that you can learn about. Like, wait a minute, I don't know JW rogue religions, or I don't know about ET. What is this thing about ET? And then you can look it up. Whereas, what is the Bible really about is an existential question that doesn't really have anything to do with Jehovah's Witnesses at all. Like, you can ask that question completely independently, and it's not it's just not specific enough. In my
okay, how about this one? I feel this one you'll like. True
extent of religious
True extent of religious trauma.
Oh, boy.
I feel like nobody really knows the true extent of religious trauma because it has barely been studied. And you can't even know the true extent of the religious trauma in you till after you've done like a lot of like deconstructing and therapy and like soul searching and all of that shit. So I feel like this one has to be at the bottom, because we literally, it's literally not studied, and it is definitely related to Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses are causing religious trauma on millions of people around the world, and we literally do not know what the true extent of that trauma is. We don't know how far that goes. We don't know how much it hurts people. We do know, and we can put that it causes a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses to unalive themselves, apparently more than the average. But I don't know. Like, I feel like the truth of religious trauma should be at the bottom.
SDR just solved all your problems. The truth about the truth. That's exactly it.
I mean,
put a different entry, but I think that's it. I think
that's the iceberg. Like that's what
we're doing. But like that's I think you put it in the Galaxy Brain section. Listen,
sure.
You activated something in my brain where I'm seeing this Galaxy Brain thing at the bottom of the iceberg. And things like the true extent of religious trauma, and I'm like, this doesn't fit the mold of what we created before, and now I don't know what this whole thing has been about. I don't even know what this means.
I disagree, because look, I feel like Jehovah's Witnesses, like the true extent of religious trauma is important, because I feel like we know that, like, once you know about this, like over here, you watch a documentary and all of that stuff, you know, like kind of like the heart of this, right? You know about the ARC, the Biden model, the shunning, the homophobia, you know about all of that stuff, right? And you have some awareness that all of this is bad for your mental health. Like it's victimizing people. Like that's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
How much though? How much? We don't know. That's why I want to put it, and that's why I want to put it at the bottom, because we know that it's affecting people. We know it's traumatizing people. We don't know how much. So if literally even I feel even the conversations around it, like with Stephen Hassan and like part of like he's written about like religious trauma, and like even conversation about religious trauma from different other anti-cult organizations, like the cult that was trying to bring down Scientology, or what Leah Remini has said about religious trauma, like all of that stuff. There's a lot of
this is exactly what I'm saying. There are other institutions that talk about religious trauma all the time, and like
that's the point.
Daniel
we don't know how much the religious trauma goes. Not just like in this cult, but like
to me, that's like saying we don't know how many tears are cried every day. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not really a quantifiable thing. It's like the trauma isn't a math problem.
No. So I disagree. Look.
I agree that it can be on there, but it's existential and unrelated directly to Joe's Witnesses, in a way.
Because like, say if this was about like a bad relationship, right? You can put like the amount of trauma that you got, right? And you can put it like, I don't know, like if this was the relationship, you can put, oh, this caused me trauma here and here and there. But the fact that we don't even know, like scientists don't even know, I mean, that goes in the bottom of the iceberg, if anything. Like
scientists don't even know, man.
Scientists don't look. I already compromised on oral sex, and as I told all the time, I already compromised on oral sex. I'm not compromising again.
And that's fair, because you and I keep meaning to shout you out. Danny has done so much work this stream. The amount of work of adding all of this stuff is incredible, and I am useless with computers and stuff, so I really appreciate you doing all this. It has turned out so cool.
Look, I just
don't understand even the concept of 3 miles beneath the iceberg in general.
I have one more to put like over here, and I think this is gonna be far less controversial. We need to put over here, like towards the bottom, the culture of complacency. I feel like that is very much part of the Jehovah's Witness issue. The culture of complacency is like huge inside the cult, but I don't think that it's really talked about. What do you think?
I agree with you there. I want to shout this out real quick, because I think we've said it a couple times. I don't know if it's made it onto the iceberg yet, but the HLC is a really good one. For anyone who doesn't know, that's the Hospital Liaison Committee, where they have an organized, infrastructure to send elders to hospitals and intervene on witnesses' behalf, so that they won't get a blood transfusion. So it's very creepy and weird. Like that's a good one. Complacency,
and we put it in big ones. And look, right now I'm pretty sure I have all of the ones that I wanted to add. Let me just check. We didn't put weasel words, I think. Did we?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, let's put it over here, because it's not, you're not gonna find documentaries.
Supercut of the word notice. Can we just add that? Can it just be a link, just the HTML link to that video in the Galaxy Brain section?
Weasel words.
Because if this goes viral and I can get that notice supercut happy or big, I'll be happy. If I can get it big, I'll be happy. And if it's happy, I'll be big.
What about the term running the race of life?
The term running the race with endurance. That's a good specific, yeah. Well, that kind of plays into your thing about culture of complacency.
Yeah.
That, like, your goal in life is not to be an active member of your community. It is to just survive. And like all of the bad things that happen in the world, like you have no say over it. The only good you can do is to preach the good news of the kingdom and to perpetuate the Jehovah's Witness cult. I like the complacency thing. I think it might be too squishy of a term to put on the iceberg. Oh, and this is a big one, and I think that we'll get torched if we don't put it on there.
Yes,
but a few
of course.
people have brought up
We need to put
throughout
it,
the stream
here.
that UN scandal. Yeah, I think that's good. Because it's like there's JW Facts articles on it, but it's still kind of, you gotta dig deep.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Let me just go through the ones that I had. No, I think that's everything.
Oh. No.
I also want to put how this religion makes money or how the governing body makes money, because I feel like now it's kind of it should be towards the bottom because we don't really, do we? Because
we've got real estate shenanigans and like slave labor.
Yeah,
and
I guess
that's kind of it. Like
but
when you have
like
free labor, voluntary donations, and real estate shenanigans.
Should we put asking poor people for donations? Or is that
like pressure to donate? That would be good because
pressure to donate. I like that.
Try to sell people on, we don't have mandatory donations at our church, but then when you get there, you're guilted into donating all the time. So that's a good one. Hi.
Yeah, pressure to donate. That's a really good one.
I was gesturing like this, and Bo like put his little paw in my hand. He really is struggling. This is the longest Bo's gone without attention in a long time.
Oh,
I have I think a special treat I want to play at the end of this. And I know I feel like you've got a rant that you wanted to go on at the end of this too.
A rant about what? About the new governing body member?
A big thing you wanted to put in this final Galaxy Brain section before we closed out?
I think that's it.
Oh, okay. I thought that you might have had one more.
No, I think that's it. I also have why Jehovah's Witnesses changed their name, but we have the True JW Origins. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's good. I like True JW Origins because that to me speaks to what you're going through. Oh, this is my kind of shit right here, Trouble in Paradise.
Oh,
now
yes,
I'm cursing.
calling each other friends.
The Friends. How about The Friends?
Let's put it next to Elder Committees.
Like it's a treat for kids to put $1 in the box. That's really good, yeah. It starts early. Good. We've had so many awesome comments.
Actually, let's just put The Friends.
The Friends is so fun. Yes, I love that.
People will know. Like they will know.
The Friend.
The Friends. Like everyone will know that what that's talking about. Like where else do you hear The Friends?
The Friends. It makes me personally very happy that The Friends is on the list. Like if I was a Jehovah's Witness, I'm just thinking, if I was a Jehovah's Witness, I finally am like, all right, well, I'm going to click on this stupid meme. They probably don't know what they're talking about. And I saw The Friends on there. I would be like, actually, these people know their shit. Because that's something I thought was weird, even as a witness. Young ones. Let's put that.
Ones, yes. Hold on.
Just to be funny, put it in Galaxy Brain section. Wait. E.T. needs to be lower. Because that...
Lower?
I've been doing this for a long time, and I never heard of that shit.
No, I mean, it can't
I
be
just
lower
felt like
than
we were
that.
giving the lower rung short shrift. I'm trying to cook the books a little bit, because we're cramped in the upper regions, and I think...
Wait.
Awkward silences. Lands! Oh, man.
That's gonna be
slow talks, says Christina. So basically, the subject matter, of my channel that I'm constantly wondering why it doesn't have broad appeal, that's the stuff that goes in the most obscure, least definable segment.
Yeah, you know what? Like while you check the chat just to see if we're missing anything, and then Alex M says JW merch. That's really good, actually. We need to add that.
JW Etsy shop. Oh. JW
merch?
influencers.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Wait, we're getting a second win.
Merch?
This is like, yeah. You thought you were done studying for biology, and then you realized that we had to put the friends down on the iceberg meme.
JW merch. And JW influencers over here.
Infantilizing speech. Oh, that's good.
Influencers.
Yeah, cult language is... Huh? Music videos.
I mean,
that's
we
not
have
bad.
theocratic language.
Theocratic language, actually, yeah. That is covering a lot, but
that
I refuse to give up my precious to friends.
No, the friends and ones. I mean, that is
ones in land.
Yeah, we need to put it over here. There you go.
I love that because everybody's going to look to the bottom first to see what people think.
Yes.
This is why I feel self-conscious about tricks and religious trauma, because I'm like, if I'm looking at the bottom of that, I'm like, well, wait a minute. I know.
Listen, I know it's not spicy. Okay, this is your vegetable, so we can have our desserts with ones. Okay.
I'm just gonna give you a hard time about this. I'm messing with you. I'm totally messing with you. I'm really enjoying this.
Infantilizing speech, I feel should definitely be over here.
Great point by Lava Blue, which is, I don't know if we want to get totally fixated on one language since so many don't experience it in English. That's a good point. Well, yeah, because there's no... When I was in Spanish, it wasn't like we were constantly saying, los amigos. Like, no, they just said hermanos.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the friends wasn't a thing colloquially, but I think...
Listen, we're making it in English, okay? Like
it's an American religion.
Exactly. Like the iceberg is in English, all right? Like, what do you want from me? We'll make one in Spanish later with like, I don't know, like the different weird Latin stuff.
I should call the fans of the channel like ones. Welcome ones, subscribe ones.
Hello ones.
No, that we're getting into like, that sounds like some grifter shenanigans. Subscribed ones. I gotta put my foot down somewhere.
You know what? There's
patronizing ones.
There's also Zionism, but like there are very big roots in Zionism, especially in the beginning. But I feel like that's also like it doesn't matter anymore because like nobody cares and nobody like it doesn't influence anything. So I don't know if we should put it because it's just like
it's well, yeah. It kind of depends on. It gets to that thing of things they used to believe. Like the Watchtower used to be Zion's Watchtower, and the Zionistic stuff that's like really prevalent in modern evangelical Christianity, where they think what's happening in Israel and Gaza is a part of Bible prophecy. That's something that was totally baked into early witness beliefs, and then they very stupidly, because they're very like American centric, started making the enemies of the Bible like enemies of the United States, like Russia. So that's why. And so now, if they would have predicted that, it would have made them look amazing. They would have been like, see, we called it, but no, they used to teach it, and now this crazy thing is happening, and they can't claim it.
The fact that they're not using the Palestine thing that's going on right now as part of like fulfilling of Bible prophecies signifies to me that they just lost the plot already.
They had an article on how it's not, like on how the Bible doesn't have anything to do with modern day Israel. It's insane, because I wondered if they were going to shift, and I just think up there in the ivory towers of the Warwick building, they're like, God damn it, we should have, like one of those old guys, Samuel Hurt's like, I told you we needed to bring back those teachings from Charles Taze Russell. He was right about that.
Dude, actually, talking about that, why don't we put over here how Rutherford was a jerk. I feel like most people don't know that. Should we put how Rutherford was a jerk?
That's not bad. You could
That's
do
a big thing.
Rutherford was an abusive alcoholic.
He was an asshole.
Yeah, Rutherford was an asshole. You could do Russell was divorced and was tried for sexual assault at the very least.
Oh, let's put that sexual assault.
What is an asshole? And that's like a direct quote from the magazines. Actually, like I'm pretty sure there's a magazine, and you can find it still on the website. It's in a footnote that I don't know who it was. Some higher up in Bethel. He made some proclamation and then said, "I was an ass," and it's like a quote in the publications. I think it was related to the 1925 teachings or something.
There is literally no story about Rutherford that shows him as a nice, like, level-headed, cool dude. Like, every single one is like, oh, he saw that how he was wearing a beard, and he was like, well, if you want that machine, you need to shave that fucking beard off. Like, like it's always like fucking petty and tiny. Like, it gives me like small dick energy. Like it just he was such an asshole.
You're right. Hey, thanks, Frank Claro, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Russell convicted liar. Yeah, I mean, this is really fun. Here's what I think, Danny. Is I think what we have done is this is a good blueprint, right?
Yes.
This is a start, but there's clearly so much more that people could add, and I think they should do that in the comments below.
They should.
After they like and subscribe.
You should like and subscribe, and then go just unsubscribe from here, and then go to my channel, exJW Caleb, and then just like and subscribe to all of the videos. Just subscribe to all of the videos. That's how it works.
That's true. Go to every video, hit subscribe. Yes. Now that's going to cause you to unsubscribe every other video, but it'll circle back around to your.
It's fine. I have an odd number of videos. Like, it will work out.
I was just about to say, like, wait, I don't know if that would work out. I would love to see, like, the bar graph in your YouTube analytics going, like, okay, on this one day, you lost and gained the same subscriber, like, 200 times.
You know what we're missing? And it should be over here. Beth Sarim. That is a big one.
Oh, Beth Sarim, come on, that's huge.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
like, it should be.
Somebody shouted that out earlier.
Here, yeah. I mean, definitely. Somebody had to do it.
I say that Stay Alive Till 75 is covered by our false doomsday predictions because
But Beth Sarim, I feel like that's a huge. Oh, fuck. That's a huge thing that you don't even see talked about. Like, even among ex-Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff. Like, there's videos and stuff, but it's not really a big thing. I feel like
it used to be back in my day, Danny. When I was waking up, everyone loved talking about Beth Sarim.
Exactly. Back in my day,
now it's passé.
Did love talking about that, and now it's all about pants and how people can wear them.
Young ones these days don't talk about Beth Sarim quite so much. I think it's because young ones are more feminine, and thus
they
their
don't
brains
look up
are
anymore
smaller.
to talk about Beth Sarim.
I hope that I have a mansion where the resurrected ones live in heaven.
That was Sam Hurd. I don't know if that was coming through. Truman's mom was a Jehovah's Witness. Okay.
Let's see. Is there
right,
what else are we missing? Good. I really think that right now we have done a really good job. Like, let me see how many of this do we
in a way,
I don't even know.
All their video content could conceivably been
Jesus. Can you hear my cat, by the way?
Beth Shrimp.
Beth Shrimp.
I did just hear your cat. All right. Well, I think, Danny, first of all, you have been an absolute legend. You have been doing such hard work. I know that I performatively gave you a hard time a few points, but I hope I was not too frustrating to deal with because I am so bad with computers. I would not have been able to whip this up as effortlessly as you. This is great.
Listen, I'm going to save it and send it to you. So maybe you can, I don't know, upload it or something.
Yeah. I should be able to at least upload it as a community post.
This is gonna be
I think YouTube limits the bandwidth. Well, I'll post it on the exJW subreddit.
Oh, yeah, cool. And let me know, like, we have any other thing? Like, we already have the Shepherding the Flock of handbook. because people are suggesting that is right
Yep.
here. Secret Elder Manual right here. I feel like let's just go through it. Like before we finish, let's just go through it.
No,
So,
no.
very
I
quickly.
cannot.
Not all of them. Not obviously. I'm not gonna go point by point. Like I'm just gonna go through the tiers to see if
Okay.
everything's fine, right? The first one is like what everyone knows. Like go to the preacher, no holidays, no birthdays, blah blah blah, right? And then the second one is what everyone knows, but a little bit, less so, like JW.org, card preaching, their Bible, whatever. Like it's just unoffensive stuff that everyone knows, but it's like you need to learn a little bit about Jehovah's Witnesses to learn about Caleb and Sophia, right? But it's very accessible. And then like over here, the three ones, it's basically what you learn in like documentaries and stuff. From shunning, CSA, homophobia, blah, blah, blah. And then like how cults work, like with Bike Model, the ARC, Russell and Pyramidology, Raymond Franz, all of that stuff, right? And then even lower, Weasel Words, the UN scandal, their secret CSA database, how they do commit voting suppression, things that you may not even know that much about Jehovah's Witnesses. And then the bottom, right? Like the proper bottom, like Beth Sarim,
The bottom.
bedroom laws, culture of complacency, the true governing body motives, miracle weed, the truth about the truth, and obviously the true extent of religious trauma, which is the most important one and definitely deserves to be here forever.
Probably the worst one on the list, but we've got it.
It is what makes this. It is the heart of the iceberg and what it gives the iceberg meaning.
I think you're right. I
I think
love
it's
you,
good. Like
Danny, I'm in
honestly,
love with you.
we
This is
had a
beautiful.
few ones that I didn't even know.
A few ones.
A few ones. I love that we have ones like right here.
Iceberg
Like
ones.
no black at funerals. That was amazing. I feel like that's why I wanted to do this, because I knew that I
Yeah.
was just gonna learn new things that I didn't know about Jehovah's Witnesses, even though we've been doing this for like 3 years. Like
That
it's
ET
crazy.
article brought me so much joy. Had
Yes.
no idea. Had
We
no
should
idea that
make a
was
video
real.
about the ET article. Like
Oh
honestly.
my god. That's incredible. Weasel guys, please. Well, okay. If you made it this far into the stream,
First of all, why?
I-
Like you clearly hate yourself, but thank you.
that's rude. I think it's because they love themselves and they enjoy the excellent content on the Alt Worldly Channel Industries, LLC, and our fine products. I don't know. But no, this was super fun. And chat was amazing.
Yes.
Your suggestions really made this thing shine. I barely even knew what an iceberg thing was when I went into this stream. I think I had watched one on Mario 64 speedrunning at some point. And
Yeah, you saw
Probably
Titanic
confused.
and they were like, they hit what? What is
yeah, well, they always cut. You ever notice that in Titanic? They cut before they show you what's beneath that whole big iceberg.
iceberg? Oh, we're about to see. Oh, what? We don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta wait till the very end.
Yeah. I usually leave after the boobies. Like that's my
Yeah.
quote to leave.
That's, as I recall, that was pretty close to the beginning of tape 2, which was rewound often.
Yes.
In
Oh,
certain
you
households.
really know that bit, right? Like that's the bit that is like the most
That
worn
was
out of your VHS.
That was a Jehovah's Witness. Like, we did not have access to internet pornography, but by golly, did my
Yes.
friend have VHS tapes of Titanic.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah, she got me through
Put
some
jerking
hard
off
troubles,
to
let me tell
VHS
you.
tapes of Titanic on the iceberg. I think that's up there. Okay,
Listen,
so
if you got, by the way, before I'm just gonna interrupt you. If you got all the way towards the end, because I know that nobody gets all the way towards the end, is this a mistake? Is this a mistake? What do you guys think? I'm gonna make a video
here's
about this.
okay.
Is this a
Can
mistake?
I tell you my honest opinion?
What?
The good and the bad news is that you look like a Final Fantasy character.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. All right,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
good.
Like, you look like
I want to be like Cloud. I want to be like Sephiroth. You know?
yeah.
He's like baby
Yeah,
Sephiroth.
and I think you're
That's
kind of
good.
there. Like, it looks like you have attempted a look,
That's good.
And I think it
did.
looks good.
I did attempt to look.
but it kind of looks like you're wearing a costume, trying to cosplay as a character that I haven't seen before.
Well, yeah, because I'm wearing the punk, the spider punk, vest, as you know, like so, you know.
Oh,
it's a bit of a
does
costume.
it the Spider Punk
Did you not
logo
know
on the
that?
back?
Yeah, I mean, let me just show you real quick.
I think you showed it. Like, you sent me a picture of it. I just didn't see it on the.
See? There
That
you
is
go.
sick.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, that's sick.
I love it. I really love it.
What'd you think of my video on Across the Spider Verse? It was really good, right?
It's really good. It's really good. Everyone should go like and subscribe.
Yeah.
What
Good
is
stuff.
the video? The channel?
It's just my name. But don't actually go and watch that because I'm starting a new YouTube channel. And for you guys who endured this whole time, I'm meanwhile wearing like an old bowling shirt and my hair looks shitty from being in a hat earlier.
Yeah, well, mine too, obviously.
If you're, but it works. It works. You endured. And you're enduring this run-on sentence I can't seem to complete because I keep losing my train of thought because I have ADHD. But if you like obscure exJW stuff, I've been working on an awkward silent supercut. You saw a little bit of that at the beginning. And I figured I'd close out with a little bit of this. Honestly, it's a lot. I think it's like 10 minutes, but you don't have to stick around for the whole thing. What? Somebody making you watch the channel? All right. Thanks, Danny.
Let's watch it.
Oh, wait. I feel like you just said that. Oh, wait. Let's get rid of us.
Wow.
May I have your attention, please?
What a beautiful cock in a spiritual sense.
All right, so I'm just going to jump in and say it's insane, right? It's insane how many silences there are in this. What do you think? This is a lot, right?
Yeah.
This is a lot.
I love his suit, though.
Gray beard.
What's that?
I love
His
his
joke
suit,
suit?
though. I did like his suit.
I stand
mean,
by it. I think
It's not blue, all right? Like, it's not blue or black. I like it.
No.
Okay? It's a little bit of variety.
my old circuit overseer would have been so upset. All right. Anyway, just wanted to check in. So there's a lot of Gage Flegel, but there's still some Garrett Loge. And the Garrett Loge stuff is good, too. So, Danny, if you have to hop out, that's okay. But I'm just going to watch this with my chat.
Sure, let's watch this.
You're welcome to stick around. I just want you to know.
I may
Thanks,
just
everyone,
go
for
to
being
pee.
here.
Thank you, though.
I mostly had to bring us back because we got a lovely super
yes.
chat from Mr. D. Thanks, guys. Appreciate what you both do. If your content helps even one person get out, it's worth it. Thanks again. Thanks, guys. If this particular Awkward Silent Supercut helped somebody wake up, that person is probably, like, related to me.
Yeah, like that person needs extra therapy. Like we all need therapy after we wake up. Like that person needs it more.
They're at the beginning of a very long journey, but I also respect them and hopefully they'll like and subscribe.
Of righteousness.
It's like fine oil poured on the head that runs down the beard, Aaron's beard.
Many in the audience can now relate to what it's like to have oil run down the beard.
Very good.
Praise to Jehovah.
Brother J.D. Jodely, a helper to the committee, will offer our opening prayer.
Our dear Father, we approach you now at the beginning of the 420 festival, grateful. And that's because we want Satan to know how much we love him and how much we hate you. Please, Father, bless this happy day.
Oh, happy day.
And may your worship, may this worship praise Satan.
Also, we were thrilled by this year's conventions. And in other news, there's a new product in the Bethel Commissary, beard butter. Are these resurrected ones? Well, I'm from the future. Does meeny, Teakle and Parson ring a bell? Not to be confused with polyvinyl chloride for all you plumbers out there. Life size. Satan, strong word. And being unwilling to wait the Lord's due,
and being ambitious to appear wise and great, they have, together with their co-conspirators, claimed the ability to set up God's kingdom on earth without God.
Thereby breaking their allegiance to the devil and declaring their allegiance to Frank Johnson,
the god of evil.
Suffer and die.
They're still riding on the back of the beast, too.
Amazing. 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 Praise to Jehovah? Absolutely. Frank Johnson should be my friend, but not just yet. Certainly, we anticipate the release of the full-length Johnson. But the first talk of our symposium will be given by the longest-serving Lush, Brother Garrett Lush. The past July, he completed 30 years serving on the governing Lush. Brother Lush will now discuss the theme, Our Privilege to Glorify Jehovah.
Oh, damn. So this is serious. This is a good time to take a little break in our showing off this thing that I've been making. I don't really know why I do these every year. But 10 years of BS, gifted 10 all-worldly memberships. I don't know how those work, but that's amazing. Just like Gage Flegel was just saying, it's amazing. No, he had to go to the bathroom. He did. He held it in for 3 straight hours. Okay, back to this amazing talk about.
Did you look in a mirror? Mirror, the term of mirror. Christians reflect like mirrors. Also, Christians themselves reflect like mirrors to a mirror. Compared to a mirror that reflects. Glass mirrors were introduced. The glory of glory. Well, there are different types of glory. Let's discuss 40 to 44 types of glory. Glory. The glory of glory. Then there's the glory of glory. A glory.
And the glory of the stars is another.
The glory of the moon is another. In fact, star differs from another star in glory.
From one degree of glory to another. More glory, crowned with glory, and glory for having suffered glory. The third point, a measure of glory. Number 4, they had a measure of glory, everlasting glory, everlasting glory. But we have today not a few, but many glorious ones, sitting even in the audience right here. How so? Because the expression glorious ones refers also to glorious ones. Who were the glorious ones?
Be submissive to such glorious ones.
Certain glory. There's a glorious good news. In fact, the good news.
The good news.
Glorious good news
good news.
And number 5, children. Children, are you aware of it? You too, yes, we all can glorify Jehovah. How? In at least 6 ways. Or starting with 1.1, we glorify him through glorious knowledge of God. Glorious knowledge of God. Further, glory, give glory to mirrors. A mirror does not have any glory or light in itself. Similarly, any glory we might have is just glory. Glorify and give glory. Further, we glorify him by doing glory, as Jesus put it. And I quote, give up. What's another glory? We glorify him by our glorious glory of Jehovah for perhaps decades. These are ways that we have reflected the glory of having enjoyed so many privileges. What unique privileges, the privileges we have enjoy unique privileges in glorifying Jehovah. The marvelous privilege.
Okay. Thanks for sticking around with that. It's absurd how many times he says that word. I've been going insane. I just had to be done with the Garrett Loesch section because, like, there's so much silence. Like, I could have also just done normal awkward silence stuff, but he said the word glory so much. My autism needed to make this happen. But even by my standards, he said that word too much. And then he started talking about the mirrors again. He started talking about privileges. Oh, my God. I know. But, like, I don't know. It does something. It does something to my brain. Well, that's what that was. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been a blast.